Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Batavia Muckdog Baseball, as today the Muckdogs are on the road in a back-to-back. We've got something a little different today. I've got Luca Zaccaro alongside me. Luca, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Honestly, beautiful day for baseball as the weather's been great the past few days in Batavia and now here. Taking on the Tarp Skunks again today. We kind of gave it to them last night, so they're definitely looking for revenge today.
Absolutely. You know the Tarpskunks are going to come out fired up. Let me give you a little more of a description in case you missed what we mean by gave it to them, because the Muckdogs were firing on all cylinders last night. Started out with a bang, an 8-run first inning, and that really just set the tone. They put up 18 runs on 14 hits. And you combine that with the day before, a 16-run outpouring versus the Ironbacks, and the Muckdogs come into this game 34 runs in the last two.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous stat. 34 runs in their last two. I can tell, being the in-game host, waiting on the sideline, waiting to go out for a promotion. We were sitting there for a long time yesterday and the 2 games ago as well. The offense has been hitting on all cylinders. The hitters seem to be more comfortable. The lineup seems to be figuring itself out as well with Skip and figuring out players where they hit well in the lineup and everything like that. We're doing well. We're doing well, and we're hitting our stride, it seems.
Now standing at 10-5, as we will show you the standings. It's going to look a little bit funky at the top, and that's because the Muckdogs have played more games than some other teams, as you see. So they're currently actually in second place in the West Division standings.
Yeah, it's
but
weird.
They have a half-game lead on the Pilots.
Yeah.
But because the Newark Pilots have played less games, they stand at 7-3-1. So they have a higher win percentage. This league standings go by win percentage, so they sit in first. However, they do play today against Elmira. That game started at 4. We can check on, give you updates for when that ends. So the Muckdogs, by the end of today, very well, could be in first place in the West Division standings.
I'm not surprised at all. This team, like we just said, has really been hitting its stride now, and we're about to get this ball game started.
Now hitting the batter's box to open this one up tonight, it'll be Braden Horton. Horton had yesterday off, and the Muckdogs, excuse me, that's not right. Horton had 2 days ago off, bounced back in the lineup last night, and was incredible. Went 3 for 4, reached base safely 5 times. You can see the numbers on the season. First pitch on its way. Pitch outside for ball 1, and we are underway this evening. The man on the mound for the Tarpskunks is Hunter Bell. Bell on the season is making his 3rd appearance. He's started every time he's been out there. He's got a 6.75 ERA over 6.2 innings. Next pitch to Horton, misses outside, and he jumps ahead 2-0.
Be interesting to see how Horton does today with this lefty-lefty matchup. Never easy as a lefty taking on a lefty on the mound.
Takes that one for a strike. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Horton on the season, I mean, he's just been such a huge addition to the lineup.
Ever since he got inserted into the lineup, he started in that leadoff spot, and he's not giving it up.
No, he's not going anywhere as he takes that pitch outside and is quickly ahead, 3 balls and a strike. After Horton, it'll be Tyler Castrataro. We'll give you, after this AB, a full rundown of tonight's Muckdog starting lineup. The 3-1 pitch on its way from Bell. Just misses, low and outside, and Braden Horton does what he does, gets on with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, that's an awesome at-bat from Horton to start the game. Very patient, and he gets on base and is giving the Muckdogs their first base runner of the game.
Looking at the lineup, it's Tyler Castrataro batting now, playing shortstop. In the 3-hole, Cooper Fesh is the catcher. Cleanup man is Justin Espinal. He'll play first base. First pitch to Castrataro. He flashes bunt, pulls back. Count now 1-0. Batting 5th, playing right field, Jacob Vesco. In the 6-hole, we've got a new man on the squad.
That's
just
right.
Signed the other day, Oscar Carreras. He'll play third base. Bell, before coming home with the 1-0, will check in on Horton at first. He's back in time. Batting 7, the designated hitter, staying in the lineup, riding with the hot hand. It's James Bolton. Caleb Walker playing second, bats 8th. Conta Ueno, the EH, bats 9th. And rounding out the lineup, a guy who, let me tell you, he's been red hot. As Tyler Cacciataro smacked that ball foul down the left field line. We were talking about it, Luca, before the game. We think today could be the day for the first long ball?
Yeah, well, it's going to get to the point where we keep calling it, and eventually it will happen. And you know what? We'll just take the credit when it does happen, okay? But today does actually feel like a great day for a long ball to be hit. This lineup has been on fire.
Checking in. Horton back. And one of the guys who's been scorching hot is Tyler Cacciataro. Went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and had 4 ribbies yesterday. Also, as he's been doing all year, was great in the field. He turned 3 double plays, none of them on ground balls. So the 1-1 is fouled away. Count now 1-2. Because we were showing the lineup, we didn't give you a chance to see the numbers for Cacciataro in the early going. Not really early going, I said that. At this point, not really true. This is Cacciataro's 16th game. He's got a 350 average and an 864 OPS.
Deservedly has been a mainstay in this Muckdogs lineup.
The count now a ball and 2 strikes. Hunter Bell kicks home. Cacciataro fouls it away outside of third, and they'll do it again. Speaking with some of the folks here in Jamestown before the game, if there's going to be a home run today, probably going to come from a left-handed hitter. We've heard the way the wind travels, the way the stadium is orchestrated. Right center field is a power alley. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Cacciataro, once again staying alive, fouls it away.
Yeah, so just to touch on what you just said, I thought that was really interesting, and to be honest, that helps somebody like Horton so much. If he rips a ball right to that Lutheran advertisement out there, he can catch that wind pattern, he can catch that gust of wind, and hopefully it can sail out for our first homer of the year, which would be electric.
It sure would be. Cacciataro, a guy who knows how to put together a lengthy AB. That's why he's at the top of this lineup.
Yeah, he's seeing Bell pretty well right now, being able to foul off. I believe that is his 5th fouled pitch in this at-bat, keeping himself alive.
And he's seen just about the entire kitchen sink, giving his guys a chance to prepare properly for Bell. Once again, they'll check back on Horton at first, paying the speedster a lot of attention. Last night, swiped a bag. That was his second of the season. Bell now will come home. That one, hot shot, base hit.
Nice.
Into left field. Long AB that Tyler Cacciataro wins. He picks up where he left off last night. The Muckdogs have runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, the Muckdogs have really started this game with 2 great ABs. Horton being very disciplined in this first AB, making sure to get on base, get that walk, and Cacciataro, as we just said, had a great at-bat right there, fouled off multiple pitches and was able to find a single. And now we have 2 runners on with nobody out in the first.
For Cooper Fesh normally has been down more in the order. Today, batting third. He's third on the team in average in the early going. He flashes bunt and gets it down, but it trickles away foul. Count now, no balls and a strike.
That was almost a perfect bunt there. I like the call first pitch in this at-bat to shock them with that bunt and try to sneak a runner on and move the other runners.
Fesh was in the lineup last night as the extra hitter. Tonight, behind the plate. He really has been, I think, the most unsung hero of the squad. He's just come up and all he's done is hit. The 0-1 pitch. Taken. Heater outside. We've been talking so much about the long ball. Cooper Fesh, not the biggest guy, but he very nearly hit the first one of the season. A ball high off the wall right down the right field line. Nearly hit the foul pole. That was a few days ago. He swings and misses through a 1-1 breaking ball right there.
Nice slider by Bell. Probably got too much plate, but still able to fool Fesh right there.
1-2, fly ball, left field, coming in on it. It gets under the glove. Everybody's safe. They move up 90 feet. How about this? The bases are loaded with nobody out for the Muckdogs here in the top of inning number 1.
And just, that's a tough play in left field. Obviously, if you're Bell, you'd love to have that out, as now it's, bases loaded with nobody out. But that's a tough play nonetheless. And now Bell's really got to work with some trouble.
The man in left field, Dom Costello. Costello was in right field last night, moves to left tonight. It was ruled a base hit for anyone keeping score at home. Justin Espinal fouls that one outside of first base. The switch hitter with the lefty Bell on the mound flips to the right side. We've seen him a bit more from the left in the early going so far this year. This is his 13th game. He's batting .250, a .698 OPS. I'm almost getting deja vu here. Last night, 8 runs. I mean, they've got potential for a big inning right here.
Yeah, you're exactly right, as the fastball was inside. Definitely getting some flashbacks to last night. We are in a good spot here to put some runs on the board.
After Justin Espinal, it'll be the right fielder, Jacob Vesco. That one, ground ball, slow roller to shortstop. It hits off of the glove of Brady Marshall, and everybody's safe. In E6 brings home the first run here tonight. Muckdogs again with the first inning run, keeping their foot on the gas. As head coach Frank Jagoda will come out to the mound, a meeting after 4 batters.
It's not all that bad yet. It's not enough to say it's been a nightmare start, but maybe just more like a anxiety-induced dream, because especially with that play in left field and now the error on the shortstop, the Muckdogs are reeling in the first inning again against the Tarp Skunks.
I like the way you put that. I'd say definitely a dream that you wake up from and you're in a bit of a sweat. Mm-hmm. Maybe the sheet under you is a little bit uncomfortably wet.
Right.
Not to go into too much detail there. Frank Jagoda, he's smiling as he comes off, so he doesn't seem to be overly bothered.
Really, he just most likely just went out there and told his pitcher, hey, settle down. There's really not, you don't have much room to work with, so make your pitches and focus on the batter at the plate.
Jacob Vesco comes to the plate. Vesco did not play in last night's game. Takes strike 1 right there.
And it's the first pitch of the at-bat, but that's a really nice pitch by Bell to get ahead here, as this is a big at-bat.
Vesco on the season hitting .167, but a .429 on-base percentage as he fouls that one back. The count now 0-2. And what that breakdown reminds me a lot of is the numbers for James Bolton just a few days ago. The hits may not be coming right now, but I think the on-base percentage shows that it's inevitable. I think he's seeing the ball well. He's controlling the strike zone. I mean, the hits, it's just a matter of time before they start rolling in. There's a line drive. That one is going to get down for a base hit. 1 run scores. They're waving home a second. They hold up Fesh. Initially considered sending him, but he goes back. Everyone moves up 90 feet. It's a second ribby here in the top of the first inning. Still nobody out as the Muckdogs lead 2-0.
That's a great hit by Vetchko right there. Not trying to do too much with the ball. Just got the bear on it, able to shoot it over the second baseman's head, and now keeping the line moving as it's still nobody out with bases loaded.
At what point would you say this turns into a nightmare start?
I was just going to bring that up. I'll let you know.
That one fouled away by the newest Muckdog, the new member of the squad, Oscar Carreras. Carreras from Tusculum University. Had good numbers at the plate this season, an OPS over 900. He's from New Brunswick, New Jersey, an area that I'm familiar with as a fellow New Jersey native. Checks his swing, takes strike 2 on the outside corner. When I say he just got here, I mean he just got here.
Yeah, we just met him for the first time today.
He walked into the clubhouse just a few moments after I did as the 0-2, just taken for a ball.
It's a really good take from Oscar right there, having confidence in his eye and knowing that that was a ball.
Carreras mans the hot corner this evening. He'll wear number 46 for the Muckdogs. This is a great opportunity to welcome himself to his new squad. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hunter Bell gets a big first out on a breaking ball.
Did you hear that little Yankee Stadium whistle?
I sure did hear that. Maybe they're trying to...
That might have been a little backhanded.
I was about to say something like that, actually. As James Bolton comes to the plate, Bolton, the designated hitter tonight, fouls that one off. No balls and a strike.
And being a commentator, I know I'm not supposed to be biased, but I love watching James Bolton take ABs. I think he has a great eye. I think he understands where his hot zones are at the plate. And he never beats himself at the plate.
A 1 tapped. Shortstop. It's going to be a tough play. Marshall will go to third. They got him there. A run does score. But a really nice play, heads up in the hole from Brady Marshall to record the second out here in inning number 1.
Yeah, just to follow up what you just said, that was a great play to know that he was able to throw it to third and able to get the runner out in time. And Bell has given up 3, but that's very, very easy to come back from if you're the Tarp Skunks, especially with their offense this season.
Oh, yeah, they've got some guys who can swing the twig.
Inning isn't over, though. Inning is not over.
As with 2 outs, Caleb Walker comes to the plate. Walker has been faring very well at the plate. Of course, versus Niagara, he had a big-time 3-for-6 ball game. Almost hit the first home run of the season, and he gets plunked right there. First pitch from the left-hander drills him on the back and loads the bases with Muckdogs here with 2 away.
And I could feel that ball from all the way up here as Walker's grimacing, walking down to first base. Never like to see that. Obviously not intentional from Bell, but unfortunate nonetheless.
Very much so. Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling to get hit by a heater. Probably not how he envisioned his day starting. Probably not how Hunter Bell envisioned his start beginning as Kanta Ueno comes to the plate. Takes that for a ball to go ahead. Ueno on the season hitting .292. This is his 10th game. He's got a .588 OPS. Taps that one back up the middle. Marshall fields. Steps on the bag himself to record the final out. The Muckdogs strike for 3 runs on 3 hits here in the top of inning number 1. So they lead 3-0 as the Tarp Skunks will come to bat for the first time today when we return.
Did you know that 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance with Geico?
Yeah, but did you know that Dewey's favorite snack is popcorn from the Batavia Muckdogs?
We return now for the bottom of inning number 1. The man on the mound for the Muckdogs this evening is the switch pitcher, Walker Glaishaw. Glaishaw making his 3rd start. His first start probably didn't go how he wanted to, but he is coming off a brilliant outing versus Geneva, which saw him go 7 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 run. And he didn't walk anybody. That's something that I love to see. Luca, what should we see from Walker Glaishaw here tonight?
Well, you know, Walker Glaishaw is a switch pitcher, but it looks like tonight he's going to be throwing left-handed, and that means that we're getting a little submarine action from Glaishaw as he switches arm angles depending on what arm he's throwing with. And it's, you know, for any baseball fan watching that doesn't know too much about baseball, it is such a unique thing to have a pitcher be a switch pitcher. You don't see that.
There's just a couple in the entire country. Is that one grounded to second base? Caleb Walker fields, throws to first in time for the first out. You know, we spoke, I'd say a week ago. Yes, it was before the Elmira game. We spoke a bit with pitching coach Grant Bickham about how to handle having a guy like Walker Glaishaw, and he spoke with us about how, you know, it's a learning process.
It's a learning process for the coach, as Grant has never dealt with a switch pitcher before.
Hot shot, third base, caught by Carreras. The new guy making his presence felt early on.
It's a nice play from our new third baseman, Oscar.
Now, let's give you a look at the Jamestown starting lineup. You saw Nolan Smith and Jacob Haynes. A lot of similarities. Justin Bremner will come to the plate now. He bats 3rd and plays center field. Nathan Borshar, the extra hitter, bats 4th. Brady McGuire in the 5-hole. He'll play 3rd base. Brady Marshall, new to the lineup today, bats 6th, plays shortstop. Dom Costello in left field, bats 7th. Ty Ligoni will bat 8th and play 2nd base. In the 9-hole, it's the right fielder, Eric Weeks. Rounding out the lineup and catching, it'll be Branston Lindquist. Fouled back by Bremner.
Glaishaw's looking good to start. Looks like he's throwing strikes, and that's his main attack focus right now. It's just to throw strikes and make the Tarp Skunks earn it.
He's walked just 1 batter through 10 1/3 innings this season. That one, fly ball down the right field line, charging in his Vesco. He makes the catch. A beautiful 1-2-3 inning for Walker Glaishaw from the left side. And after 1 inning of play, the Muckdogs lead 3-0.
That was a quick.
The Batavia Muckdogs could not operate without our sponsors. So while we have a moment, I'd like to shine a light on some of the incredible sponsors which power Muckdogs baseball. A huge thank you to Alex's Place, Batavia Downs, Eli Fish, Ficarella's Pizza, Rochester Regional Health, the Mental Health Association, Tiny Piney, Tompkins Bank, the YMCA, Whole Life Fitness, Farm Credit East, and many, many more.
Special thank you to all of our sponsors who help make this team possible.
Couldn't do it without them. Leading off the top of the 2nd inning, it's Travis Hammond. Hammond batting 10th in the lineup tonight. He's been red hot. The last 2 games have been big time for Hammond. He's got 3 doubles, his first 3 extra base hits of the season. So he flies that one to right field, taking a few steps back. Getting under it and making the catch is Weeks. For out number 1. Hammond gave it a ride, but Weeks there to set him down. Now, already, getting a second plate appearance today, it's Braden Horton.
It's nice to see Horton come up again. There's always a confidence and comfort watching Horton up to the dish because you just have confidence in the guy.
Take strike one right there. I think the best way of the way to simplify how good Braden Horton is, as I'll talk about it after this 0-1 pitch. Bell kicks and fires. Taken outside for ball one. The pitcher's goal is to get the hitter out. What on-base percentage shows is how many times when they come to the plate, the pitcher fails to get the hitter out. So basically, every time the batter wins, Braden Horton, coming into today, that's gone up. His on-base percentage at .613. They say Hall of Fame level hitters fail 7 out of 10 times. They succeed 3 out of 10. Braden Horton is succeeding about 6.5 times out of 10. He's doing double what Hall of Famers do.
I mean, that's when you explain that stuff to me, that's exactly what video game numbers is. Horton is getting on 61% of the time. That is uncommon in baseball.
Stays alive by fouling that one away.
And that's how Horton is able to have such a high on-base percentage is at-bats like this. You know, Horton, he's down 1-2 in this count, but able to foul off that pitch and give himself another chance to maybe get a hit or to draw out this at-bat even longer.
That fastball misses up and in. Count even at 2s on Braden Horton. Two-two pitch just misses. Count runs full.
Horton showing off that gray eye again. Being able to take that pitch and is now in a full count where a ball gets him on base.
Would be the second time today after reaching base safely 5 times in 6 plate appearances last night.
Ridiculous.
There's a called strike 3. Just clipped the outside and low corner. Braden Horton, I don't think you agreed with that call. Luca, from your reaction, I don't think you agreed with that call either.
Well, you know, we were just talking about Horton's great eye, Horton's on-base percentage, and if Horton doesn't like the call, I'm inclined to roll with Horton on that one. But Blue made his call, and you got to roll with it.
I think that's a fair way of thinking about it. Umpire, of course, should not think about it like that. He should call the game how he sees it.
Of course, of course.
But Braden Horton, I trust his senses at the plate. Nonetheless, it's strike 3, and the second out here in the top of inning number 2 as Tyler Castrataro comes to the plate. He singled last inning, came around to score a run as part of the 3-run first inning for the Muckdogs. Here he flies it down the right field line out of play. Castrataro last night smoked a ball, and it was a ball, frankly, I didn't think it had the kind of juice it did. Hit a deep fly ball off the wall right center. He went oppo and almost hit it out.
That shows some real pop.
Takes that one outside. Count 1-2. And he's not the biggest guy, about 5'10", 165 pounds. But he hit 8 home runs this season for Hofstra University, a Division I school. Don't be fooled. He can jump on you and send one deep. As Bell will come home with the 1-2. Castrataro reaches out, pokes it into right center. It's down for a base hit.
Great job.
Over the head of Lagoni. He's on with his second hit in 2 innings.
Like you just said, Castrataro with some professional hitting right there as a D1 baseball player and shows it off right there. He's in a 1-2 count, more of a defensive swing, but able to get the wood on it and push it over the second fielder's head. And now the Muckdogs have 1 on with 2 out and trying to extend this inning.
Up to the plate, it's Cooper Fesh. Fesh also singled back in the first. Line drive right to the second baseman, Lagoni. Some tough luck For the catcher, Fesh retires the side. The Muckdogs leave one base runner on. They bring nobody home. And after 1.5 innings of play, they lead 3-0.
Hi, what can I get for you?
One Muckdog ale, please.
Oh, that sounds good.
Here you go.
You know what? Let me get one of those too.
Hey,
Thank you, good sir.
what is this Muckdog Ale?
Oh, it's actually the official beer of the Batavia Muckdogs, brewed by yours truly, Eli Fish. Come down, stop by, and get yourself some drinks, some food, awesome stuff at 109 Main Street.
Hey, I bet you're a real good catcher of donuts in your mouth.
Hey! Don't chop at it. It's not a sword.
You're not a sword.
Come on.
Oh, that's ugly, man. Strike out, video boy.
Come on now.
I caught it. You're out.
But I ticked it. It hit the bat.
You're still out.
You're still fat.
We're back now for the bottom of inning number 2. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Tarp Skunk order. After Walker Glaishaw tossed a 1-2-3 first, it'll be Nathan Borchar, Brady McGuire, and Brady Marshall. First pitch is a strike. Borchar last night had a ribby double. His numbers on the season not quite where he'd like them to be, but, you know, he's a big bat. There's a reason he's still in the middle of the order. It's only a matter of time before he starts turning it around and doing some damage. On a ball and a strike. Ooh, it hits him.
Ooh.
I think it hit him on the helmet. Not where you want to get hit. Moving slowly around the plate, head coach Frank Jagoda will go and check in on him. They'll probably give him some time, maybe do a concussion protocol before they make any decision on whether or not to keep him in the game.
I'm almost thinking Borchar didn't think that ball was going to hit him in the head. As he didn't really flinch at all with that ball coming to him. Obviously not intentional by Glaishaw, even with a batter being hit in the last inning. And he seems to be all good, and he's heading down to first right now.
And, you know,
good. It's nice to see.
It's great to see. Glad to see that he's all right. You mentioned having to, you know, not really reacting. And part of that comes from, you know, the lefty-lefty matchup, especially with Glaishaw's arm angle. Because, I mean, he's just got to stay in there until the last moment, because even if it ends down the middle, when he releases it, it looks like it's going to drill you in the back.
Very good point. Very good point.
There's a first pitch strike to Brady McGuire.
Glaishaw's got it. The formula down tonight with these first pitch strikes, helping himself out early in these at-bats.
McGuire last night, they'll check in at first base. Went 1 for 3, had an RBI, so decent day at the plate. He also was hit by a pitch, so reached base safely twice. He was playing second base tonight, moves to the hot corner.
Now, Nikita, let me ask you a question, and I should probably know this, but do hit by pitches affect on-base percentage?
Yes, they do benefit your on-base percentage, because the way it's calculated for anyone who's interested is just plate appearances. No, it's plate appearances are the denominator. That one fouled away. The count, 1 and 2. It's the number of times you reach base safely, not including errors, divided by plate appearances. So errors don't help your on base. Hit by pitches, though, do.
That makes sense.
ball and 2 strikes the count. Glacier looks over to first. A long pause before he comes to the plate. That one low. Forchar has a stolen base, but not really the biggest threat to run, as that one's grounded up the middle. And by Castrataro into center for a base hit. Borchar will head to third. He'll make it there standing. And runners are at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning after the base hit from Brady McGuire.
You know, they always say football is a game of inches, but I believe so is baseball. That ball was just hit hard enough to get past Castrataro, where if he grabs that, he's able to flip it to second, and they are able to fire it to first for a double play. But instead, it gets hit into center field, and now it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out. That's a big swing.
That is a big difference right there. Could have the potential to be something we look at later in this ball game as a game changer, trying to make it matter, is the shortstop Brady Marshall. Marshall did not play last night. The hitting numbers, not incredible to start the season, but a .438 on base. A guy with some speed. He's got 5 stolen bags in the early going. That's good for 2nd on the team. Pitch outside. Count now 2-0 on Marshall.
Gleishaw doesn't want to walk, so expect to see some strikes here to get back into this at-bat, trying to make the Tarp Skunk hitter earn it.
Outside. Now 3 balls and no strikes. Fly ball, shallow, right field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. The runners will once again be at the corners. An RBI single from Brady Marshall. First 3 batters of the inning have reached base safely. It's now a 3-1 game.
That's a great at-bat from Brady Marshall right there. Gets himself in a very favorable count, being 3-0. Doesn't do too much with the ball. Is able to shoot it into right field and drive in the first run of the game for the Tarpskunks.
Now Marshall, certainly a threat to run over there. That one misses, and it's 2 balls, no strikes now.
Saw some talking into the glove from Gleishaw. I don't think he liked that call.
Trying to bear down. He's found himself in a jam here in the 2nd inning. There's a strike.
Look to see the Tarp Skunk hitter be aggressive on this 2-1 pitch.
He's hacking, and he taps it over Espinal and into right field. Ooh. It's another single. Marshall stopped for a moment, now advances to 3rd. Back-to-back-to-back singles have the Muckdogs lead cut to just 1 run. It's 3-2. The Tarpskunks still threatening with nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Ty Ligoni digs into the box. He smacked a double yesterday. Walker Glaishaw, if you may not notice, he's flipped. Now pitching with his right hand. So
I didn't even realize. I'm not even used to seeing a switch pitcher. This is how different this is. Glaishaw now switching hands and is now pitching righty.
That breaking ball outside. Count 1-1. With a switch of handedness, that's not the only thing that changes. You mentioned it, Luca. It's a completely different approach to pitching. He's over the top. He's got a few more miles per hour on his heater. There's a beautiful breaking ball there for strike 2 on Ligoni. Ligoni was at second base last night. Second base tonight, he played shortstop in last night's game. Pitch to him. Just misses. Walker Glayshaw asking where it missed. Motioning, was it low?
Blue said it was outside, which I'm going to have to agree with. I also thought that pitch was outside.
Here comes the 2-2. Called strike 3. Paints the outside and sets down Ligoni for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning.
And as a pitcher, that's why you asked the Blue, hey, where did that miss? Was that down? Was that away? Was that inside? So Glayshaw knew that on that next pitch, he just had to move it a little bit more inside, and he's able to paint that fastball to make the batter strike out. And now he's going to build some momentum.
Weeks fouls it away. Eric Weeks in right field tonight. I mentioned it on last night's broadcast. If you remember, he may be down in the lineup, but don't sleep on him. He's got some pop. He sent one out at Dwyer Stadium, hit a home run off Pablo Sainz to break a scoreless tie in their contest a week ago. That pitch outside to even the count at once.
Much respect to Weeks, because we're able to see Pablo pitch, first person, and Pablo is a very tough pitcher to hit.
Runner goes on 1-1. It's a fly ball into the right center field gap. Vesco chasing after. He lays out, but it goes over his glove. It's to the wall. 2-run score. They're going to wave home. Excuse me, they hold him up. For a moment, head coach Frank Jagoda at third base was waving home Eric Weeks to go for the inside the Parker. Thinks otherwise, though, nonetheless. It's a 2-run triple that gives the Tarpskunks the lead with one away here in the bottom of the second inning.
Just like we were talking about, Weeks put a great piece of hitting on that baseball. Vetchko had a great effort in right field, wasn't able to make the play, and that knocked in 2 runs as the first pitch is a strike, and has now given the Tarpskunks the lead after being down 3-0 in the first inning.
They've roared back. Impressive bounce back inning. That breaking ball misses. Count is even at once. I think we just saw the power alley in action, because it seemed really like Vesco had a beat on that ball. It just kept traveling. It landed over his head. You mentioned it. He had a good jump. It was a good effort to get to it.
I also felt like Vetchko, seeing the ball in the air, originally I thought Vetchko was going to be able to get there, but maybe with that wind stream that we were talking about in this stadium, I was able to push it just out of the reach of the big right fielder.
Swing and a miss. Walker Glayshaw sets down the catcher Branston Lindquist for the second out. And here in the bottom of the second.
That seemed like a frustration fastball right there. Glayshaw not happy with how this start has been going for him, putting some extra velo on those fastballs to get that strikeout.
Ringering back, his second strikeout of the night. The lineup flips over now for Nolan Smith. Smith leaves that. Smith went 1 for 4 last night, but the numbers on the season are still extremely impressive. A .380 average, a .492 on base percentage as he flies that one out of play down the third base line. A ball and a strike the count. There's a swing and a miss. For strike 2.
Very nice 1-1 pitch from Glayshaw. Batter probably expecting a fastball there. He took something off of it. He was able to get the swing and miss and now put himself in the position to really get out of this inning.
The 1-2. Up high. The count even at 2s. Two balls, 2 strikes, pitch on its way. Smith fouls it off at the plate to stay alive.
It's a great, great job by Smith to be able to foul off that pitch. That was a very nice changeup. At least that's what the pitch looked like. And Smith giving himself another chance in this AB.
Here it is on 2-2. Misses up and outside to run the count full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the pitch. Fouled away, and they'll do it again.
Smith has put together a very nice at-bat here. Not going down without a fight.
A guy who, to use the same analogy we used for Horton, Nolan Smith wins the at-bat or the plate appearance half the time he comes to the plate. So it's really hard to set him down, you know. That one foul tipped at home. Smith stays alive. They'll do it again on 3-2.
Cooper Fesh frustrated with himself after not being able to snatch that foul pitch and get the strikeout for his pitcher.
Three balls and 2 strikes the count. Just misses. I think Walker Glayshaw was starting to walk towards that visiting dugout, thought he had strike 3. Blue thought otherwise, and runners are at the corners now with 2 away.
And they're going to go talk to Glayshaw to calm down the switch pitcher. I think Glyshaw's stuff today has been really good. I think he's gotten behind in some at-bats this game. I think he's done really well when he's gotten that first pitch strike. But when he hasn't, he's kind of lost the at-bat, and he's been forced to throw pitches in the strike zone where he really probably isn't too comfortable doing.
Jacob Haynes, the next guy up. Never a comfortable AB. Came into today. Luca, get ready for these numbers.
Oh, boy.
485 average.
Oh, boy.
564 on base percentage.
Oh, my God.
788 slug. Had a big day at the plate yesterday. Went 2 for 2, reached base safely every time it came up. Smacked a double. So a few batters ago, we said, you know, the potential, actually, not just a few batters ago. I can give you the exact moment. That ground ball up the middle, Castrataro, game-changing play. This is a big high-leverage AB early.
You're exactly right, Nikita.
Glayshaw misses right there. The count even at once.
That's the snowball effect of baseball. You know, that ball just gets past Castrataro. Could have been a double play, but instead it extended the inning, and now Tarpskunks have scored 4 in this inning and taken back the lead.
We're looking at a completely different ball game. The 1-1 breaking ball dunks in for a strike.
Very nice 1-1 pitch there from Glayshaw.
Here it is on 1-2. The runner goes. Pump fake from Fesh.
Smart by Fesh there. He recognized the runner on third, may have bolted home if he threw it to second. Pump faked it. Doesn't want to risk anything.
Yeah, heard some hard footsteps. Eric Weeks was crashing down that line. I think a throw down, he would have come home and scored. Wise decision there. 2 runners in scoring position now. Haynes grounds it up the middle. Castrataro fields. He throws in time for the 3rd out. The Tarpskunks bounce back. They score 4 runs and retake the lead. After 2 innings of play, it's 4-3. We're back now for the top of the third inning. We're going to talk about, we thank you all for listening, seen from one of our big fans. A question about the stats. You may notice, so the number one place to go for stats is the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball website.
That is correct.
For each of the teams. You may notice when you go to the site that the numbers that I have for the Muckdog players are slightly different from what you see on the site. That's because they switched over to a new site this year, and there were some issues with 9 adjusting to a 10-batter lineup. So the site had some misreads early on in the season. I have been manually keeping track of the stats, so the numbers that I have, that I flash at the beginning of every game, those are 100% accurate. Those are fully accurate. The ones you see on the site are close, but I believe the only game that there's still an issue for is the contest versus Elmira back on May 31st.
Okay.
Aside from that, though, those stats are good, but they are just a slight bit off. We imagine in the next month or so, those stats will get corrected. For anyone interested, though, the stats that I flash for the Muckdogs are 100% accurate and up to date. Justin Espinal is retired for out number 1 as Jacob Vesco cut on and missed. 0-1 now on its way. Clips the inside corner for strike 2. Here it comes on 0-2. Flails, but fouls it away. Vesco was fooled, but did a good job staying with it.
Well, the last pitch that looked inside was called a strike. So Vetchko, seeing that the last pitch was also coming into that zone, had to have a defensive hack.
Vesco, tall, but not that tall, leaves that one up and outside. And the count is still 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, nasty breaking ball. Vesco hustling down. He's safe. How about that?
Wow.
A drop third strike. Jacob Vesco hustled, busted it down the line. The ball for a moment came out of the glove of Nolan Smith. He did recover to pick it up again. Umpire, though, didn't think he got that in time, so it's a one-out base runner on a strikeout.
Yeah, from my point of view, that was a bang-bang play. Luckily, we get the call, and we got a man on for the newbie, Oscar.
Oscar Carreras struck out last time up. Takes that one for a ball. Carreras stands at 6 feet flat, 185 pounds. Playing third base this evening. He can also play first base, so a corner infielder. Here's the pitch on 1-0. Taken for a strike. Hunter Bell, I want to give him some props. He's settled in, done a nice job. It was not a good first inning. In fact, a nightmare start. Well, no, not a nightmare start.
Yep. An anxiety-induced dream is what I reported the first inning as. He's waking up and he's had his cup of coffee and he's had his bowl of cereal and
he's settled in. Vesco on first, but not for any doing of Bell. He threw a nasty curveball. He fooled him. But, let's give some props, too, to Jacob Vesco. Because that was a frustrating moment, and a lot of guys, would sort of just give up on the play. He busted it down the line, and now he's on, as that one is a fly ball into right field, drifting back.
Super high in the air.
The ball falls off. His glove falls off. Hold on here. Oscar Carreras into second. Vesco is into third. What in the world just happened?
Really, really, really odd play there. So he's going back, tracking it, Looked like he caught it, but then the glove falls out of his hand, and therefore the ball, based off bouncing, the glove bouncing off the ground, bounces out of the glove. And Oscar has now a 1-out double, and there are runners on second and third for the Muckdogs.
How about that? Have you seen that before?
I don't know if I've ever seen that before, and that just goes back to the game of inches with baseball. You know, usually that's an out, and Vetchko has to go back to third, but the ball, you know, squeaks out, and second and third with 1 out.
The day now done for Hunter Bell. He goes 2 1/3 innings here tonight. And Luca, you know, I think another thing that just factored in there, once again, the power alley. I think the power alley played a big. I mean, we're 3 innings in tonight. We've already seen 2 plays that have been impacted by that factor.
Yeah, that ball definitely had some carry to it. It was hit super high in the air, as I said, and the more time the ball's in the air, the harder it is to track. And, it was tracked well. Just an unfortunate play for the Tarpskunks.
The new pitcher will be Daniel Thomas. While he warms up, we'll step away for a moment. After a few unique plays, we'll call them that, the Muckdogs are threatening to tie or take the lead with James Bolton up to the plate against Daniel Thomas, as Thomas fires that one inside for ball 1.
Bolton.
Thomas, on the season, this is his 6th appearance. He's made 1 start. He's got a 6 ERA over 9 innings. Hasn't pitched in 6 days, though. Last appeared on the 15th versus Auburn. On May 29th, if you can remember all the way back, almost a month ago. How about that? Went 2 innings, allowed 2 earned runs against the Muckdogs. That one fired outside. The count 2-1 on Bolton.
Good play by Brandon Lindquist, the Tarp Skunk catcher right there, to keep the ball in front of him and not allow a Muckdog to just walk onto home plate.
Bolton flies that one foul down the right field line.
Good piece of wood on that ball from Bolton, just not able to keep it fair.
There's really a lot of slice on balls down that right field line. It's all part. This park, as the Tarpskunks announcer said it, this park plays different. And we felt it so far for sure. 2-2 pitch. Up high. The count is full now on tonight's designated hitter.
You know, Nikita, I bet that there's a lot of science behind the wind tunnel and behind the carry of the ball in this stadium. And probably a bunch of science that I don't understand.
Oh, me neither. There's a reason. Again, we're not aerodynamics guys. Nothing like that. As the 3-2 misses for ball 4. James Bolton continues to show his great discipline, draws his 9th walk of the season, and loads the bases with 1 out.
Great AB from Bolton there. Not registering an out, keeping it to 1 out in this inning as the Muckdogs are looking to take this lead back.
Just to let people know, the official scoring on that fly ball to right from Carreras is an E9. So a drop third strike, an E9, and a walk have the bases loaded with one away now for Caleb Walker. As there's a fly ball into center field. Bremner backing up, makes the catch. Both runners tag at second and third. It's a sac fly as Jacob Vesco crosses home plate. The second RBI of the day for Caleb Walker, and the Muckdogs have tied this one up. They respond back after the Tarp Skunks' 4-run second inning. I think, Luca, we're in store for another barn burner tonight, another slugfest.
That is definitely the vibe I am also getting tonight, Nikita. Batters for both teams looking very comfortable in the box, and both have been putting out great ABs.
Ueno, slow roller, that's going to be a tough play. Fielded, the throw to first from Marshall.
Ooh.
Gets by the first baseman, Smith. Ueno into second, third, waving home.
Whoa.
Bolton at third. The throw to home plate is offline, and he's safe. Kanta Ueno with that throw home walks into third. So a ground ball to shortstop turns into 3 bags and 2 runs for the Muckdogs.
Super weird, super unfortunate inning for the Tarp Skunks as Bolton is able to race and get home. We have scored our runs this inning on some interesting plays. I will say that.
It's been a unique inning for sure. The Muckdogs will take them any way they can get them. They're up 6-4. You know, the way they've been swinging, they really don't need help, but it never hurts.
It never hurts, that's right. And in baseball, putting the ball in play is always a good thing. Strikeout.
100%.
A strikeout is a strikeout. Nothing happens, but Kanta, a weak dribbler to the shortstop, but he hustled hard down the line, forced a bad throw, and Bolton was able to score.
1-0 pitch fouled off at home from Hammond. Travis Hammond had a first pitch out last time up, so I didn't give you all a chance to look at his numbers. And I really want to do that because he deserves some love. OPS now over 800 after 2 incredible games. And from where his numbers were, I mean, that shows you Travis Hammond has been great since he came back after missing 11 days of action. Just wanted to give him the shine that he deserves. 3 doubles in the last 2 games. Now with another RBI chance with 2 outs and 3 runs already home here in the top of the third. 2-1 pitch is fouled away to even the count. Fouled off again. Hammond still alive.
Something to note as well, Hammond being the 9-hole hitter, or is it the 10th?
10. You know, with the 10 guys, second leadoff type.
Correct. So Hammond being the 10-hole guy, if he gets on.
2-2 lined, 1 hop to second base, fielded, and the out is recorded in time. It initially ricocheted off of Ligoni, kept his body in front of it though, and recorded out number 3. But not before the Muckdogs score 3 runs on no hits. How about that? They lead 6-4 at the end of 2.5 innings of play here this evening.
My dude Josh Petrosky, 716 Hurt, best team around. Great day to have a great day. I've heard you're the biggest troll on the team, so I got to get you. Oh, these guys are called the Muckdogs too? That's sick. What's up, what's up? How you doing today? Living the dream. You have 1 arm to throw with. He's got 2. This is going to be so fun to watch. I'm excited. Probably a little easier when the batter's in the box and not behind the fence. Yeah, the only thing I'm really seeing, like the ones you're leaving out, You're just pulling that glove early and letting that arm get long and draggy out there. You know, I never thought I'd say it'd be a bad day to be an American, but given the context that we're playing the Americans, bad day to be an American. I got to learn how to handle you. That's why, like, a big thing is letting you do you, because I've never had a switch pitcher. So, oh, now he's going to do it with his other arm. What a talented specimen of a human. Ooh, saucy. Love that. Slide step.
The bottom of the third inning opens up with Justin Bremner. Bremner flew out back in the first inning, the end of a 1-2-3 to open up the ballgame. Walker Glayshaw back to the left side. He finished off the second inning, switching to the right side of the rubber as he gets Bremner to swing and miss for strike one.
I'm never not going to be amazed by a pitcher being able to go from left to right and now back to left.
It's never going to get old. It truly will never get old. It's a ton of fun to watch. 0-1 misses outside. Another interesting tidbit that pitching coach Grant talked with us about is that, of course, he does a pitch counter to keep track of how many bullets his guys have thrown. With Glayshaw, he completely resets that when he switches sides. It's two different pitchers on the mound.
It's little nuanced things that come from a switch pitcher that really add to the aura of this unique style of play, I'll say.
We're talking aura already, huh? Inning number 3.
Aura has been brought up in inning number 3. That is correct.
A ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Taking low. You know, if we're gonna talk aura, I think Justin Bremner's bat, the pink bat, I like it. I think it's a nice touch.
It's really a hot pink as well. I also agree that it's a nice looking bat.
When you got 2 home runs, 17 ribbies, and an OPS over 1,000 like Bremner does, you can bat with just about anything. Maybe it's giving him some special powers. I mean, I don't think they'd say too much if he walked up there. I've seen some pencil bats. I think he could just go up with like a metal rod and they really wouldn't question him the way he's hitting. It was 3-2. Fouled away. He'll do it again.
I feel like a metal rod would hurt the hands with a foul ball or really anything with hard contact.
Yeah, I don't think that would help him, in all reality. The count is full. Bremner on the season, 1.084 OPS. The Muckdogs, though, kept him in check last night, went 0 for 3 with a walk. Foul tips that one at the plate. Fesh just couldn't quite handle it. The last time, before last night's game, a week ago, they also did a good job. They kept Bremner relatively in check. So, you know, him and Jacob Haynes are the 2 guys that you circle when you're doing your scouting reports. Bremner draws a lead-off walk. So he gets on base right there. They can't retire him right there. But still, for the most part, Haynes and Bremner, the 2 that you circle, Bremner really hasn't been the one to beat them so far this season.
Really good AB from Bremner right there to start off this inning. Tarpskunks got a man on with no one out.
Nathan Borchard, if you remember, he got plunked in the head by Glayshaw to open up the 4-run second inning. Well, no, ground ball, second base hole, dive, but it gets by Walker and into right field. It's a base hit for Borchard. Going from first to third is Bremner. And there are runners on the corners with nobody out, as the Tarpskunks are threatening again here in inning number 3.
Great swing from the North Carolina native Borchard. Lefty, able to shoot that past the second baseman. And here we go again, folks. Tarpskunks are cooking. and are ready to come right back.
We just had the feeling that they were going to come out fired up tonight. And it doesn't matter if they have a tough top half of an inning like they did there in the top of the third. They're just going to swing it all night. They're 7-7 right now, Luca, but I think they're much better than the record suggests. And I believe as the season goes on, we're going to see that change.
I would agree with that.
Walker Gleishaw's flipped now to the right side. Fires in a strike to Brady McGuire. You know, we heard he's got more experience from the right side, pitched more as a righty in college.
Correct.
So maybe that's the side he goes to when he feels like he really needs to bear down. That's the side with more comfortability. On 0-1, that one in the dirt. Good block by Fesh, keeps the runners at the corners.
Gleishaw hoping to induce some soft contact in the infield to be able to turn a double play.
They'll trade it out for a run right here.
Yes.
That one just misses outside. Gleishaw tried to sit him down on the breaking ball. The count 2-2. They're definitely hoping for a strikeout right here. Strikeout, double play. Keep the score where it is, but obviously that's a lot easier said than done. 2-2. Grounded in between short and third. Sliding. The throw to first is not in time. Almost. A phenomenal play from Tyler Cacciataro, but he can't quite get it there in time. An impossible play and an RBI single for Brady McGuire. As the Tarp Skunks, they answer back once again. It's now a 6-5 ball game.
Yeah, Cacciataro, great effort on that play to be able to snag it and fire it to first, but really never had a chance as it was hit too deep into that shortstop side.
Up the middle, Tyler Cacciataro and Travis Hammond, they're a joy to watch play defense. As Brady Marshall flashes bunt, pulls back. Count 1-0. I don't know how many guys even get to that ball in the hole. Cacciataro right there. Shows off the range. Unfortunately, not able to get an out, but maybe the runner at second, Borshar, would have advanced to third. As they're in on the corners, ready to crash for a bunt. Marshall gets hit. Got hit on the elbow right there.
That was weird looking.
Funky looking play. I thought maybe for a moment with the delay that it hit the knob of the bat, but no, hit him on the elbow wrist area. He seems not too bothered. Probably not thrilled, but he'll walk down to first base. The base is loaded, nobody out. Skip Martinez will go talk with Walker Gleishaw. And this isn't just going to be a talk. That's going to be it for him. No outs here in inning number 2. The base is loaded. Those 3 runners, all his responsibility as he exits this evening. It's a 6-5 ball game as Evan Hollinsworth will now take the mound.
So just to talk about Gleishaw's start today, I felt like he was very strong in at-bats where he got a first pitch, was able to get the batter into uncomfortable positions, but when he threw a first ball or got behind in counts, he had to unfortunately throw strikes into the zone, and the batters, the Tarpskunks today, were able to capitalize on the pitches that they were given, leading to the early outing for Gleishaw.
Count leverage, so important. We've talked about it a lot this season. That's a great point, Luca. I think today really was a perfect example of that. Evan Hollinsworth in the game. Let's give you a peek at the numbers for him this season. This will be his 6th game. He's gone 7.1 innings over his first 5 outings. A 6.14 ERA, 9 strikeouts to 8 walks, and a 148 batting average against. So Hollinsworth, the guy, he's not going to give up a ton of hits. Will walk a few batters. He'll hope to stay in the strike zone with some strong command this evening. His last time out there was 3 days ago versus Newark on the 18th. Won 1.1 innings, allowed 2 runs, didn't allow a hit. Struggled with the zone, though, walking 4 batters. So he'll look to right the ship tonight. Something that he's been good at after a bad outing. This season, he's been great at bouncing back with conviction. He'll face the left-handed hitting left fielder, Dom Costello, to open up his evening. He'll be followed by Ty Ligoni. And Eric Weeks, as that breaking ball is in there for strike 1.
Good first pitch by Hollinsworth to get ahead in this at-bat. Got the breaking ball over the plate.
They're in at the corners, back up the middle in double play depth. Went for the same pitch right there, just couldn't quite replicate that location as the count now 1-1.
This is a big pitch here early in this ballgame.
We've had a lot of those, right? Only the 3rd inning, but there's a called strike 2 on the heater. This game, it's swung back and forth so much. I feel like, how many times? Are we up to 3? Big time moment. It's the 3rd inning. It's 3 big time moments. You know, I have a sense that that's going to be a common theme today.
I would completely agree, Nikita, especially with all these runners being on base. Count leverage, like we talked about earlier with Glyshaw. There's going to be a lot of very impactful pitches already thrown and are going to continue to be thrown in this game.
A ball and 2 strikes, the count on Costello. That one grounded up the middle. Castrataro has a hit off his glove. It rolls into the outfield. 2 runs scored. In E6 puts the Tarpskunks back in front as they lead 7-6.
Really just an awkward ground ball. I thought from my perspective that it was going to hit the second base bag. Castrataro and Walker, our second baseman, didn't necessarily really know where that bounce was going to go. They're talking about it right now, about what happened, and just an awkward bounce for our Muckdog infielders.
So 3 runs have come home, still nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This one looking like a sequel of last night with runs. Maybe not as lopsided, but last night, 26 combined runs. There have been 13 scored. It's the 3rd inning. The first pitch to Ligoni misses for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball right there to even the count at once. There is some more throwing in the Muckdog bullpen. Can't quite see who that is, as that one grounded to short. Castrataro. Fields flips for 1 onto first.
Nice play.
Double play. A huge double play. A run will score, but the Muckdogs in the 3rd inning will most definitely trade 2 runs for an out. Tarp Skunks up 8-6, but nice play up the middle right there.
Yeah, like you just said, the Muckdogs will definitely trade 2 outs for a run in this position, just trying to get out of this inning with the Tarpskunks already putting up 4, and there's still only 2 outs. Nice job by Cacciataro and Walker to execute that double play.
With a different dynamic to the inning now, Eric Weeks comes to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Hollinsworth, he's done a good job coming in. Back-to-back ground balls with a lot of similarity. That one bounced in the dirt for a moment. I thought it clipped the batter Weeks on his foot. But no, it just bounces in the dirt. That's the noise. And the count is 2-0 now. Grounded to shortstop. Cacciataro fields. He'll throw to first. It's high. Weeks is safe. It would have been a close play anyway, so we'll see if it's ruled an infield single or an E6. Either way, there's a man on first with 2 away.
A really good job by Weeks to bust out of the box and push hard down the line to try to go to first. Cacciataro recognized that and knew that he had to fire it, and that's why put a little bit too much oomph on that, as one would say.
A little too much mustard as Branston Lindquist comes to the plate. Takes that one low. Lindquist has not had a ton of success at the plate in the early going, but he did scold a triple to the wall off of the Muckdogs back on June 1st. So maybe at the bottom of this lineup, he's got some pop. He's been more of a defensive replacement coming in for Jacob Haynes, the slugging catcher late in ball games. Starting behind the plate today, maybe to give Haynes a little bit of time off of his feet as the schedule is jam-packed for the Tarpskunks. So there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Two one, that one flared up the middle. Cacciataro fields, he'll throw to first in time to retire the side. The Tarpskunks strike for 4 runs in the inning, and after 3 innings of play, yes, only 3 innings, it's 8-6 Jamestown.
Who would you not let you date your daughter? On this team, none of them.
Walker Gleishaw, Irwin's Branch, Sam Gill. We'll go with
Blake. Gotta be Blake. I'm not letting Blake date my daughter.
Yo, I forgot about Blake.
Definitely Blake. Love you, Blake. Can't date my daughter.
Sam Gill.
Irwin's Branch date my daughter. Reed Markham absolutely can never date my daughter, ever.
Cooperone, just because he's Coop.
I wouldn't let Walker Gleishaw date my daughter.
Brian Fry.
Branch, for sure. Bama, Gary Beaver.
Oh, Sliz. That's not even a question.
This is an easy one for me. I've got to go with Sliz.
Nobody, because she's 3, but also Jacob Vitsko.
Okay. Probably, I'm not letting Woodley anywhere near my daughter either. Travis, he can't date my daughter either.
Garrett Beaver. That's all I gotta say?
Walker Glashaw, Van Meter, Gavin Chandler.
You're gonna go with Sliz.
I wouldn't. You see this group? None of you is dating my daughter.
I'm in there.
Nah, you gotta say one. Especially not you. You would let me do it. I only get one person?
Yeah, you only get one person.
If there's only one person, Sliz, I'm sorry.
You guys
Irwin Branch.
I wouldn't let Irwin.
You forgot how many nights.
Branch is not coming within 100 miles of my daughter.
I'm doing Sliz, dude. I can't open my door and I just baseball. Look at him. I can't, bro. If I open
That might be
Irwin's Branch.
Oh, deep fried for sure.
Leading off, inning number 4, it's the leadoff hitter, Braden Horton. Horton is 0 for 1 today. Takes strike 1. Daniel Thomas still in the bump.
Hearing Horton be over just sounds off.
It's just wrong. It's like something needs to change. Still drew a walk though, so he's beaten the pitcher at his own game 1 out of 2 times today. So the 0-1 is low for a ball. I heard someone say once, like, to give people a better understanding or some perspective on how on-base percentages, why it's so important. It's how good you are at not getting out, which I think that's the point of baseball, right? You don't want to get out when you come to the plate.
If every single batter that got up to the plate never got out, we would be here for an infinite amount of time. That's how baseball works, and runners would continually score in this hypothetical scenario. So you're right. The point of baseball really is to not get out.
That's why you'll hear me all season talking a ton about on-base percentage. Because in my opinion, I think it's the most important stat for a hitter. 3 balls and a strike the count. The pitch to Horton. Taken for strike 2. Luca, can I set an over/under line on how many runs will be scored combined tonight? You wanna get in on that?
Okay, yeah. So after this pitch, I will make the call.
Ground ball, slow roller, left side of the infield, fielded. The throw from Marshall is in time. Nice play, arranging in from the shortstop. Retires Horton for out number 1.
So it is 14. We're in the top of the 4th with 1 out. It's 14 runs right now total. I mean, I think the line's probably, maybe I'm being generous, but 25?
How about this? What do you think of 25 and a half?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say over.
Castrataro flashes bunt, gets it down, charging in, and Ms. McGuire, he throws in time. So 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning, a bit of a change of pace. Daniel Thomas doing a good job settling in. As 1 and 2 in the Muckdog order have been set down. Coming to the plate, Cooper Fesh. The reason I say 25 and a half, I like that line. Last night, the 2 teams combined for 26. That was the most runs scored in a game combined this season in a Muckdog game. Cooper Fesh fouls that one away. And it's so funny. You know, I think it just shows you this is just baseball. On a night-to-night basis, you never know what you're going to get. Because when these 2 teams played a week ago today, it was a 3-2 game. It was 2-0 in the 9th inning.
And that also shows in baseball how important starting pitching is. If you have a guy go out there on the bump and he's dominating and he's locked in, that's going to completely change the dynamic of the game.
1-1 pitch up and away, 2 balls and a strike. And when you keep having to go back to the bullpen, you never know which guy's going to come out and his arm's not feeling great today, or his warm-ups are bad and it's just not his night.
Right.
When you keep using more guys, of course there's positives. It makes it harder to get adjusted as a hitter when you're seeing all these different arm angles and pitchers on the mound. But if a guy just doesn't have it, that can lose you a game.
That's completely correct. Not every team can be the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's true. 3-1 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 2. Hot shot, first base. Fielded cleanly by Smith. He'll take it himself. Steps on the bag for a 1-2-3, top of the 4th inning. We haven't said that a whole lot today. After 3.5 innings of play, the Tarp Skunks lead 8-6. The Batavia Muckdogs could not operate without our sponsors, so while we have a moment, I'd like to shine a light on some of the incredible sponsors which power Muckdogs baseball. A huge thank you to Alex's Place, Batavia Downs, Eli Fish, Ficarella's Pizza, Rochester Regional Health, the Mental Health Association, Tiny Piney, Tompkins Bank, the YMCA, Whole Life Fitness, Farm Credit East, and many, many more. Let's also take a look at the Muckdogs' upcoming schedule. The 3-game road trip has started today in Jamestown, and they'll be back here in 2 days. But tomorrow, the Muckdogs, for the first time, head up to Sal Magley, first time in 2025.
That's right.
To take on the Niagara Falls Americans, who were off to a red-hot start, have stumbled a bit of late. They're 8-6 on the season. Then, again, Monday, they're right back here in Jamestown at 6:30. Tuesday, though, the Muckdogs back home. It's Tompkins Bank night at Dwyer Stadium. That one starts at 6:30.
Yes, it is. Make sure to come by and see Lou Dog as your in-game host.
You are going to want to come by and see Lou Dog. The man next to me, he puts on a great show every night.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You never know what you're going to see. It's truly a blast to get to watch up in the press box. And you should buy tickets at 585-524-2260 to come see the show. I know you saw it at the bottom there. Thursday, the 26th, versus Syracuse. It's Bark in the Park night. I mean, come on.
Come on.
Dogs, baseball, it doesn't get better than
Dogs, baseball, summer night. It doesn't get better, just like you
Hot
said.
and ready, Ficarella's Pizza.
Come on.
It doesn't get better
Come
than
on.
Muck Dog Ale, I could keep going. There's a million reasons. To come out to Dwyer Stadium.
Those people at Eli Fish, they make some really good products. They really do.
Great food. 1-1, foul tipped into the glove. Count 1-2. Hollinsworth jumping ahead. You know, one thing that our assistant GM with the Muckdogs, Thomas, has talked about, the pork belly rice bowl.
That is right.
A great dish. You should give it a try. Give a ton of items a try. There's so many great things.
They make good food.
Diving stop by Carreras, but he can't get it out of the glove, and he's grabbing his wrist, it appears. He's down in a bit of pain. Hope that everything is all right over there with Carreras. It's an infield single to open up the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Don't really know. I saw Cacciataro signal that it might be his shoulder, but from our angle, it looks like he's grabbing his wrist. Not really too sure what is bothering our new third baseman. Unfortunate nonetheless, as he seems to be in a lot of pain.
Carreras doing okay. Great to see that. He's back manning third base. It's a leadoff single for the leadoff man, Nolan Smith. Jacob Haynes now comes to the plate. The DH tonight, he's 0 for 2. Was cut on and missed. Hollingsworth bounces back.
Hollingsworth has pitched well in this game. He induced a lot of soft contact when he inherited the runners. When he originally came in, the bases loaded with nobody out.
1-1, a swing and a miss, and he's ahead 1-2. You talked about it, something that Glacier struggled with. Hollingsworth ahead in the count 1-2. You're big on count leverage.
I am. I think it is extremely important. It's an advantage to the batter or the pitcher. And really any advantage that you can get in baseball, you can take with how hard the sport really is.
Hitting a baseball, I think, and a lot of people think, this isn't just me, it's the hardest thing to do in sports.
Without question.
So hitters will look for any advantage they can get. 2-2 low, the count runs full.
And count leverage is one of them. If you're up 2-1, 3-0 in the count, and you can kind of bank on the fact that a strike is coming, that takes away that big guessing game for batters, allowing you to take advantage of a pitch in the zone.
You can key in on one pitch and one location. If the runner goes on 3-2, but Haynes fouls it away. They'll do it again. Fly ball into deep center field. Hammond is going straight back. That ball is off the wall in dead center. A run will score easily. Jacob Haynes tattoos an RBI double. 410 feet at least to center field. The Tarpskunks extend their lead. They're up 9-6.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Nikita. That ball was absolutely tattooed. A rocket off the center field wall. And the Tarpskunks are now up 9-6, increasing that lead. Those bats are not going away at all.
For Haynes, that's just another day at the office. So far on the season, he's got 8 extra base hits. That number leads the team. Justin Bremner, however, not too far behind him. No balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Hollingsworth ahead. 0-2.
I was just about to say, Hollingsworth has responded with 2 very nice pitches to Bremner, getting himself into a very favorable 0-2 count. Great
Called
pitch.
strike 3.
Great pitch.
Hollingsworth, after snapping off a nasty breaking ball, paints the outside corner with a heater and sets down Bremner for out number 1.
Like I previously said, very nice response after giving up that big double to Haynes. Really nice, dominating performance against Bremner.
That one low and outside for ball 1 on Borchard. 1-0 on its way. That one misses. 2 balls and no strikes on Borchard.
Look for Borchard to be aggressive in this 2-0 count as he tries to knock in his Tarp Skunk teammate Haynes on second.
Pitch on 2-0. Breaking ball, that clips the inside corner for strike 1.
That pitch looked like it was going to hit Borchard, but it snapped back into the zone, and Hollingsworth sneaks a very nice strike.
A front door breaking ball executed to perfection. Check swing. They appeal down to the umpire in the C position. He says he didn't go. So Borchard is ahead. 3 balls and a strike. Looks like Jay Creighton is up and throwing in the Muckdog bullpen. 3-1 is popped up on the infield. Carreras makes the catch for out number 2. Hollingsworth was down in the count, stuck with it.
You know,
retires the lefty.
Outside of that rocket from Haynes, I feel like Hollingsworth has pitched a really good game coming in, especially with all of the inherited runners he had and the pressure that comes with that.
So now it's Brady McGuire. He's 2 for 2 with 2 base hits today. He swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Way up there, Justin Espinal was just about ready to jump on top of the dugout.
A lucky fan gets a souvenir. You know, one thing I will say looking at this Tarp Skunk lineup, there is only 2 players, I believe, under 6 foot.
0-1, that one. Grounded foul. No balls and 2 strikes. The count now on McGuire. Grounded to shortstop. Castrataro fields, throws in time to record the 3rd out here in the bottom of inning number 4. The Tarp Skunks strike for 1 run. They lead 9-6 at the end of 4 innings of play this evening. We're back now for inning number 5. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Muckdog order. Justin Espinal fouls away the first pitch he sees.
Nice play from batting coach Litt on that side to snag that foul baseball. He'll be happy I shout him out in this broadcast for sure.
Always good to show him some love. There's a swing and a miss. Thomas quickly had 0-2. Is low for a ball. One-two is up high, 2-2. I saw somebody mention something about Cinquino's Pizza. They are still a sponsor, and funnily enough,
Whoa.
I'm so glad to see that comment.
Ooh.
Luca, you went to Cinquino's today, no?
I did. So after my run at the gym, I had a large 2-topping pizza coupon, as Espinal fouls that one off. I got a chicken and pepperoni pizza from Cinquino's today. It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. I ate it for lunch before heading out here to Jamestown. It's a nice restaurant.
Nice establishment. Love all of our sponsors. Thank you so much to all of the ones who support Muckdogs baseball. As Espinal reaches out, pokes that one into left center for a base hit. Leadoff man on here in the top of the 5th inning. Just a good piece of hitting right there.
I was just about to say that Espinal, as I've said numerous times this game, didn't try to do too much with the ball, just got the barrel on it, was able to poke that into center field, and now the Muckdogs have something cooking here with a man on with nobody out.
Up to the plate now, it's Jacob Vesco, who swings and misses through strike one. Fouled away. 0-2 now on Vesco.
Espinal fell behind 0-2 and was able to knock one in. We'll see how Vesco changes his approach with the unfavorable count.
Called strike 3. Thomas paints the outside corner to perfection and records the first out here in the top of inning number 5.
Really just have to tip your cap to the pitcher there. That was a great pitch on the outside corner that was painted, as one would say.
Oscar Carreras will be pinch hit for as Blake Ewing now comes to the plate.
I feel like now is a good time to mention Ewing had a bomb in BP today.
He sure did. A bomb, when I say a bomb, you see right to the right of center field, that white sign, hit it over it into the trees. It was a nuke. So, some big pop from the left-hander. Leaves one inside for ball 1.
I would just like to say, if Ewing hits a home run in this at-bat, I called it. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
It's yours. It's yours for the taking if it happens. Fouls that one away at home to even the count at once.
As the umpire's going out to talk to the Tarp Skunk pitcher. He just walked out there to give him a baseball. I don't really know what that was all about. As Daniel Thomas was kind of laughing, as the umpire's kind of laughing as well.
We'll clean off the plate. And we're almost ready for the 1-1 pitch. There's a strike.
It's a strong 1-1 pitch from Thomas there.
Foul tipped into the glove. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Thomas here in the top of the 5th inning. As James Bolton comes to the plate. Bolton, 0 for 1, had an RBI fielder's choice in the first. Drew a walk in the third. He came around to score. Grounds that one up the middle. Fielded. Stepping on the bag is Ligoni in time to retire the side. Daniel Thomas has found a groove out there on the mound. He's tossed back-to-back shutout frames. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Halfway through this contest, the Tarpskunks lead 9-6.
Did you know that 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance with Geico?
Yeah, but did you know that Dewey's favorite snack is popcorn from the Batavia Muckdogs?
Hi, what can I get for you?
One Moscow Jam, please.
Oh, that sounds good.
Here you go.
Hey, you know what? Let me get one of those too.
Hey,
Thank you, good sir.
what is this Muckdog Ale?
Oh, it's actually the official beer of the Batavia Muckdogs, brewed by...
Brady Marshall will open up the bottom of inning number 5. That one misses for ball 1. Marshall has not been retired today. The middle to bottom half of the Tarp Skunk order has done some trouble. The middle third, so 4, 5, 6. Borchar reached base safely twice. McGuire has 2 hits today. Brady Marshall, 1 for 1, a single, RBI, and a walk. And now he's up 3-0, looking to reach base for the 3rd time today.
Well, when your middle bottom half of the lineup is getting on in such an efficient manner as they are, that's going to allow you to score 9 runs through 4 innings.
There's a strike. Ball 4 as Marshall reaches base for the 3rd time today. The Tarpskunks have the leadoff man on. And Marshall, a guy with some speed, 5 stolen bases. He really has done a great job controlling the zone. That's his 12th walk with 2 today on the season. He struck out just 4 times.
That's a good ratio.
Dom Costello digs in. First pitch, lined. Trapped by Castrataro. He steps on the bag,
Wow.
throws to first. A double play for Tyler Castrataro.
You know what? I'm going to give him the credit there. I'm going to say he did that on purpose.
It's all calculated. Hey, I mean, the way that he plays defense, I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put him past him at all. A great job by Castrataro. Whether he really did mean to drop that or not, was able to get the double play. And that changes the dynamic of this whole half inning.
2 outs, nobody on now for Ty Ligoni. Well, the guys in front of him have had a lot of success at the plate today. Ligoni has struggled a bit. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play. So looking to turn his night around. The 1-0 clips the outside corner for strike one. That one misses. It's 2 balls and a strike now. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 5. Nobody on. There's strike 2. You know, Hollinsworth gave up that big booming double to Haynes, but he's really done a good job outside of that.
Hollinsworth has honestly been great out of the bullpen for our Muckdogs today.
There's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Fesh throws down to Ewing for the final out. He gives up a leadoff walk, but no runners left on base. 3 up, 3 down, thanks to the double play turned by Castrataro. The Tarpskunks lead by 3 runs. They're up 9-6 as we head to the 5th inning. Caleb Walker will lead off the top of the 6th inning. Daniel Thomas still on the mound as he's really found a groove. You know, this game, remember that 25.5 line we set, Luca?
Yeah, I don't know how well that's looking right now.
Don't think that is going to hit. Don't think the over will hit at least.
Well, don't put it past our Muckdogs, all right?
It's very true. I mean, from top to bottom, this lineup has just been on one for the last week.
No, you're definitely right. To your point, this game has definitely sped up because of the pitching that has come out from both teams and how the groove of both the pitchers.
Hollinsworth and Thomas have settled this game down in the middle innings, but now Caleb Walker up 3-0. A leadoff walk staring Daniel Thomas right in the face. That one is a called strike one. The 3-1 is fouled away, and the count now full.
You know, I really wonder at one of these games, are one of these fly balls or foul balls going to whack us in this press box? Because it's very real. It's a very real chance here at Jamestown.
It won't whack us, though. I'm ready. The hands are ready. I'm ready to make a catch.
Okay.
Caleb Walker ready to take first base as he takes that one up and inside for ball 4. And he's on as the leadoff man. So back-to-back scoreless innings for the Muckdogs offense. Maybe we're seeing a change here in inning number 6. Caleb Walker 7 stolen bags on the season. A threat to run.
Definitely look to see him in action over at that first base.
That one, fly ball into right field. Catch is made. Ueno set down for out number 1.
Ueno's been aggressive, I think, all day today. That's not the first AB where he swung first pitch. An unfortunate fly ball to right field.
Definitely likes to go up there and hack. You gotta respect that.
He likes what he likes.
Travis Hammond is 0 for 2 today.
Walker's on the run.
Walker goes for second. The throw down is not in time. Caleb Walker with his team leading 8th stolen bag of the season. It was a good throw by the catcher, Branston Lindquist.
Great throw. Good hustle by Walker there to sneak in on second.
Hammond pops that up, right side. Giving it a chase is Nolan Smith, but that reaches the stands. And the count is even at 1 apiece. Fly ball into right field. That one is going to carry, but under it to make the catch is Weeks. Caleb Walker tags for third. And you may have heard the excitement in my voice.
I definitely did because of that wind tunnel that we have been talking about today.
That one did have some carry. You know me so well, Luca. You know exactly what I was thinking.
That I immediately recognized the voice inflection. I was hoping for it, obviously, to carry more than it did. As we got Horton, our leadoff man, back up to bat.
Caleb Walker tagged in advance to third. Braden Horton will need to produce a base hit to drive in the runner. He does not have a hit today. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
We might see a pig fly if this continues.
Oh, yeah. Are you calling it right here? Oh, a pig fly.
A pig fly, yes.
Heard a pig fly. I see.
That's just the confidence that I have in our guy. A big fly would be nice, too.
Yeah, 100%. Tough to take that one deep. Fastball inside. Horton wisely lays it off. The count, 2-1. Ground ball.
Ooh.
Hits off of the glove of Thomas. He goes over fields, throws. It hits off of Nolan Smith's glove. He can't corral it. And Braden Horton reaches. A run scores. We'll see what the ruling is on that one. But it's 9-7 now as the Muckdogs strike with 2 outs.
A lot of exit velocity off that ball. Too much for Thomas to handle originally. He did a great job of sticking with the play and firing it to first. Unfortunately, I think it ricocheted off of Horton's face.
Probably doesn't feel too great. Tyler Castrataro takes that forward ball. It was in E1. So no RBI for Braden Horton.
Really?
Yeah, guess so. That one was definitely borderline. Swing and a miss. Big cut from Castrataro. One and one. Ground ball through for a base hit. Tyler Castrataro keeps the line moving. 2 runners on now with 2 away for Cooper Fesh.
Muckdogs now really have something to work with here as we have runners on first and second. We've got a little bit of a 2-out rally going on as the big lefty steps into the box, Cooper Fesh. A hit right here would cause a big momentum shift.
It'd go a long way. You know, Daniel Thomas was in cruise control. That may be it for him this evening. There is action in the Tarp Skunk bullpen. Head coach Frank Jagoda is out to the mound. They're going to have a conference with the right-hander. They give him a pat on the back. Head coach and his friends out in the field do. They put their trust in Daniel Thomas. You know, it hasn't really been on him. I guess the error on him, but that does not count as an earned run.
That was a hard hit ball as well.
It was a tough play for sure. That one. Fly ball into shallow left field coming on. Costello makes the catch. So the mound visit settles down Thomas. He gets out of the inning, leaves 2 runners on base, and after 5.5 innings of play this evening, the Tarp Skunks lead 9-7.
My favorite candy is Kit Kat, but I eat the chocolate first and then the wafer.
Favorite candy's got to be Reese's Cups. I'm gonna go with Starburst.
My favorite candy is the Nerds Clusters.
My favorite candy, Sour Skittles.
Mike and I.
They're new. They're called peelers. It's like you peel them and inside it's gummy.
Sour gummy worms.
Definitely have to go with Twix. Big Twix guy. Big chocolate guy.
Yeah.
Favorite candy? Unpopular opinion. 100 grand.
Undisputed champ, 3 Musketeers.
Kit Kat.
Starburst.
Cheese cookies and cream. This is the best one. I'm gonna go with Twix.
Favorite candy is probably gummy worms.
Reese's Take 5.
They're a gummy cluster, don't get me right.
Sour Patch Kids.
Favorite candy? Japanese Haichu. No competition.
Reese's.
Milky Way.
Watermelon sour patch. Favorite candy is almond joy.
Pitcher into the game for the Muckdogs. It's Jay Creighton. Creighton on the season, making his 5th appearance. He's gone 1 inning in each of his first 4 outings. He's got a 9 ERA, 6 strikeouts to 5 walks, and a .235 batting average against. He'll face 9, 10, and 1 in the Tarp Skunk order. Eric Weeks, Branston Lindquist, and Nolan Smith. Looking to keep it at a 2-run ball game as we get into the late stages tonight. It's the bottom of the 6th. First pitch misses. Up high, and Creighton falls behind 2-0 on Weeks. Weeks hit a 2-run triple in the 2nd inning. That gave the Tarp Skunks the lead. If you remember, the Muckdogs jumped out early in this one. They scored 3 in the top half of the 1st inning. There's a strike from Creighton.
Nice pitch.
2-1 the count. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike now.
Something you don't want to do as a reliever when you come into the game is walk batters. Creighton got to look to throw strikes here to get himself back into this AB.
On 3-1. That one. Fly ball into right center field. Hammond takes a few steps over, makes the catch for out number 1.
Hammond is just, when he catches fly balls, like Hammond already has swag. He's got the glasses, he's got the sleeve, but he's even got the swag catching the ball in center. You know what I mean? He just makes it look so casual.
And when he runs down a long way to catch a ball, he really makes it look easy. He's a treat to watch in center field. Creighton throws a breaking ball. It stays inside for ball 1 on Lindquist. He's hitless on the day, a strikeout and a ground out to his name. That one, low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. That one misses. Creighton in danger of walking the 10th hitter Lindquist. 2 straight 3-ball counts. Maybe still trying to get a feel out there on the mound
For
of his
sure.
pitches.
For sure.
There's a strike. After Lindquist, the lineup will flip over. So, big pitch here. Creighton doesn't want base runners on. There's a swing and a miss. Because we've seen what the top of the Tarp Skunk order can do.
Yeah, Creighton, another good job here in this AB. Fell behind with 3 balls in the last AB. Got the out, and now
that one just misses. Good eye from Lindquist. He's on with a 1-out walk.
I was just about to say, did a really good job of getting back into the last at-bat. Unfortunately, he's given up the walk, and the Tarp Skunks now have a man on with their leadoff hitter at the dish. Nolan Smith, the big lefty.
First pitch to him. Goes to the backstop. Lindquist advances to second base. Smith jumps ahead on the count, 1-0.
Yeah, from our point of view up here, it looks like that ball slipped out of Creighton's hands. Fesh, unfortunately, not able to keep that ball in front of him. Runner in scoring position now for the ever-hot Smith.
And runs at this point, it may be a 9-7 game, so it's weird to say runs are at a premium. But every run is crucial when you're down, going late into the game. That one misses. Creighton still looking for the strike zone. He's down 2-0. Falls behind now 3-0 after that breaking ball misses inside. On deck, Jacob Haynes, who...
You just don't want runners on with these awesome Tarp Skunk hitters up to the dish.
3-0 is grounded to shortstop. Castrotaro fields. Throws in time. Blake Ewing has now entered in at first base after he pinch hit, so he grabs that one for out number 2. When he pinch hit for Carreras, he stayed in the ballgame to play first base as Justin Espinal slid over to third.
Having utility guys, always an underrated factor, I feel, in baseball. Having defensive versatility is always great for a manager to have.
So important when you're trying to build a squad to have your guys be able to play around the diamond. A guy who comes to mind when you think about versatility, Brian Fry. That guy can play anywhere.
That's true.
There's a strike one.
He really does play everywhere. I've seen him in center. I've seen him, I think, at third, if I'm not mistaken.
He's played all across the infield. He can play anywhere in the outfield. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he suits up to catch one day, as that's a deep fly ball into left field. Taking a few steps back, though, and making the catch is Horton. So, Jake Creighton bears down, does not allow a run. It pitches a scoreless bottom of the 6th inning. We're going to the final 3 innings here tonight. The Muckdogs trail 9-7. The Batavia Muckdogs could not operate without our sponsors. So while we have a moment, I'd like to shine a light again, Luca, on some of the incredible sponsors which power Muckdog Baseball.
Woo,
a huge
woo.
thank you to Alex's Place, Batavia Downs, Eli Fish, Ficarella's Pizza, Rochester Regional Health, the Mental Health Association, Tiny Piney, Tompkins Bank, the YMCA, Whole Life Fitness, Farm Credit East, and many, many more. When I go to any of those places, or any of the Muckdog sponsors, that noise that Luca just made, if you caught it,
woo, woo.
That's what I do when I get the opportunity to go to any of those incredible establishments. A new pitcher is on the mound for the Tarp Skunks as we head to inning number 7. It'll be Jason Brown. Brown has been great on the season. Hasn't pitched in nearly a week, but the Greensboro, North Carolina native is making his 5th appearance. He's gone 9 innings through his first 4. ERA at 1 flat. His last outing, he threw 4 innings versus Auburn. Did allow 3 runs. 0 earned runs, though. Allowed 1 hit, 3 Ks. Walked 3 batters. Not the greatest control guy you'll ever see. 6 walks in 9 innings. Not terrible. I'd say middle of the road for the league.
But when you factor that into his 1 ERA, it sounds like he can really work around any batters that he allows to get on base for free.
He'll face 4, 5, and 6 in the Muckdog order here in the 7th inning. Starting off with Justin Espinal. Espinal started today at first, has moved to 3rd since. Swing and a miss. Brown got a nice heater.
He does. You can almost see smoke coming from his hands.
Got some giddy up on that thing. Espinal reaches out, pokes it into left field for a base hit. His 2nd knock of the game. 2nd hit in that style the other way. And the leadoff man is on with a single.
Espinal is just a true hitter through and through. The switch hitter, he can do it from both sides of the plate. Once again, not anything too crazy, but puts the bat on ball and is able to shoot that into short left as Vechko is now up to bat.
Jacob Vesco, he struck out last time up. Whoa, that went up and inside. Vesco gets out of the way, though, and the count is 1-0.
It's always scary as when, you know, balls are close to heads.
Vesco has talked previously about experiences with hit by pitches and injuries. Glad to see him as that one a slow roller.
Gotta dig this
Throw
one
to
out.
First is in time. Nice play over there at third by Brady McGuire. Gets to it quickly, makes a nice throw. For out number 1, Espinal advances to second. Now up for his second AB of the day after coming in as a pinch hitter in the 5th. It's Blake Ewing. Ewing struck out last time up. Now has an opportunity to drive home what would be a huge run. That one misses. It's 1-0.
Ewing with a great opportunity here to get a knock and get a run through to cut this lead to 1.
Fouled away. Count even. The wind was a big factor early. When we got here, it was blowing straight out. There are flags. You can't quite see them on the stream. There are flags out there in center field.
Nothing.
They were going straight out when we got here.
Yes, earlier when we got here, correct.
Right now, though, yes. They're not moving at all, so the wind, I don't imagine it'll be a big factor as we get in the late stages here tonight.
I wonder if that, well, I'm sure it does factor into that wind tunnel in right center field as well.
100%, that swirling effect. Ewing ahead in the count, 2-1. Brown will come home. And fire a strike to even things up at 2s.
Really nice pitch on the outside corner for Brown as he gets back even into this count.
Ewing, good eye, leaves that one inside. The count runs full. The 3-2 pitch fouled away, so they'll do it again in a full count situation.
Really nice AB from Ewing here. Foul behind early, but is now back.
With a few games played earlier today, I want to give you all some updates on what's going on around the league in the PGCBL. After this 3-2 pitch, it misses for ball 4.
Nice.
Great AB there from Blake Ewing. He draws a walk, he battles, stays with it, and now 2 runners on with a 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. The Pioneers took down the Pilots 5-4 earlier today. So, with that, the Muckdogs are in first place right now.
Yeah.
They are first place to Batavia Muckdogs in the West Division.
That's
However,
right.
down in this game, to stay in that position, they'll need a win tonight. As James Bolton fouls away the first pitch he sees.
Nice catch by a father in the crowd as well.
That's what baseball's about. Nice moments like that.
You know, in Banana Ball, the Savannah Bananas League, that would be an out. That is a rule that they have. I learned that the other day.
It's a neat little detail.
Way to get the fans involved.
Makes sense. As a kid, I would have loved that. I mean, I would have brought my glove. Bolton fouls that one away. He's 0-2. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Does have a walk to his name and an RBI fielder's choice, so doesn't have a hit, but he's stayed productive. Batting 7th in the order. Again, Bolton, 3 straight foul balls now.
down 0-2 in the count, you're probably not going to see a great pitch. So Bolton right now, his game plan is to keep fouling pitches off, and eventually he might see something that he can do some damage with.
The longer the AB goes, the more frustrating it is for the pitcher out on the mound. Turns the odds in the hitter's favor ever so slightly. So that one up high. It's 1-2. On deck, it's Caleb Walker. Kanta Ueno is in the hole. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. A big strike three for Jason Brown. The Tarp Skunk dugout and the fans here make some noise after a big second out.
Brown is pumping in those fastballs. There is some good velo on those pitches.
Caleb Walker comes to the plate. Another guy without a hit who has managed to stay productive. How about this? 3 plate appearances today, Luca. He's 0 for 0. A hit by pitch, a walk, and a sac fly to his name. Leaves that one inside for ball 1. Also,
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, funny to see something like that. To go on top, just to add to the productivity of a day without an official AB. Also, is a stolen base. He came around to score. That was last inning.
Well, on the stat sheet it says he's 0 for 0, but real baseball fans know that he's more productive than what is shown.
That one outside, it's 2-0. They might say he's 0 for 0, but he's won the AB 3 times.
Correct.
So in my book, he's 3 for 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't put it down as 3 for 3, though.
No, that would be wrong. I will not be doing that. No skewing the numbers. We got to stay accurate here. Up high, Caleb Walker might be looking at 0 for 0 through 4 plate appearances now if one more ball is thrown.
I would love for him to get a knock, but I would also love for him to kind of keep that niche thing going, as 0 for 0 with 4 ABs is you do not see that every day.
Certainly not. Just something fun to keep track of. As he probably didn't have the green light there on 3-0, takes a strike. He's still in the driver's seat. Right here, probably sitting for one pitch in one location. With Brown's heater, gonna have to get the foot down early.
Correct.
Fouls that one away. Saw a pitch he liked. Couldn't straighten it out, though, and the count now full. Runners will be off on the pitch. I'd say that this right here, Luca, is the situation where the runners going on the pitch matters most, because Espinal at second, Ewing at first. Not the two fastest guys on the team, so a single with Espinal off on the pitch, he'll probably score.
Yes, putting them in motion beforehand will definitely allow them to get home on a hit.
3-2 pitch. Fouled away again to a pretty similar spot as that 3-1 foul ball. Both of the runners will have to run back to their respective bags.
Not for anything, but Walker's had some great ABs today overall, especially with, the 0 for 0 situation.
The things you don't see on the stat sheet when you look at an 0 for 0 day. 3-2. Popped up, left side, in foul territory, but playable. McGuire makes the catch. So Caleb Walker has his 0 for 0 day killed. Yes. We're heading to the 7th inning stretch. The Muckdogs leave 2 runners on base, and after 6.5 innings of play, they trail 9-7.
Hey, I bet you're a real good catcher of donuts in your mouth.
Hey! Don't chop at it. It's not a sword.
You're not a sword.
Come on.
Strike two.
Oh, that's ugly, man. Strike out, video boy.
Come on now.
Strike three.
I caught it. You're out.
But I ticked it. It hit the bat.
You're still out.
You're still fat.
Hi, what can I get for you?
One Muckdog ale, please.
Oh, that sounds good.
Here you go.
You know what? Let me get one of those too.
Hey,
Thank you, good sir.
what is this Muckdog ale?
Oh, it's actually the official beer of the Batavia Muckdogs, brewed by yours truly, Eli Fish. Come down, stop by, and get yourself some drinks, some food, awesome stuff at 109 Main Street.
It'll be 3, 4, 5 in the Tarp Skunk order. Jay Creighton still on the mound for a second inning of work as Justin Bremner leads off. Bremner is 0 for 2 today. Takes that one inside for a ball. There were 14 combined runs in the first 3 innings here tonight. Since then, just 2. 1 run apiece. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's a 9-7 game. Just seems like every time these two teams play, it comes down to the wire. Excluding last night, of course.
Excluding last night, of course. And we knew that the Tarpskunks were going to come out with some extra fire today after last night's game at Dwyer Stadium. It's been a really good game. It's been a really good competitive game today.
At first, the fielding was not the cleanest. Definitely something that both teams probably addressed between innings is the 1-2. Slow roller to third. Espinal fields, throws on the run. Not in time. It pulled Ewing off the bag, but have to imagine that's an infield single. I think Bremner, with his speed, would have been safe anyway.
I think you can say that with confidence. That's a really tough play for Espinal there. Nothing he can really do. A good job by Ewing to make sure that that ball didn't get past him and make it worse than it already was.
Absolutely. Smart play, because if he stays on the bag and tries to short shot, he would have been safe anyway.
Right.
Nathan Borchar was set down for the first time in inning number 4, so he's 1 for 2 today. He takes a ball. A nice sunset out in the clouds, some pink clouds out there. You can't see it on the broadcast, but today is the longest day of the year. When a pitch runner goes, Borchar swinging, that one.
That's going to hit the light. Oh.
Somehow missed the light, almost went into the glove of, I believe, that's Cooper Romick.
Yes.
Romick with the day off. The bullpen catcher, Jake Sliz, out there warming up.
Poor catchers never really have a day off.
No days off. Hard on the knees for sure. Give him so much props. Honestly, James Bolton as the designated hitter. It's about as close as you get to a day off as a catcher.
I would say so.
The 1-1 misses outside.
And I will say, you mentioned the beautiful sky out here tonight, but the sky last night at Dwyer Stadium in Batavia was gorgeous.
Stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous. The colors in the sky was almost dreamlike.
That's another feature you get at Dwyer Stadium. Just saying. 2-1 pitch on the way. That clips the outside corner. Really, if you have a chance, I highly suggest you come out to a game at some point this summer to see the Muckdogs play. If you love dogs, June 26th, Bark in the Park night. Why not?
Why not?
2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, and the count runs full on Borchar. runner goes on 3-2. Line drive, left center, base hit. Hammond charging over. He'll cut it off, but they're waving home the runner at third. Castrotaro is going to throw into second. Some great backup there by Blake Ewing.
Yes.
A funky-looking play. It ends up as a double. The runner's at second and third, but Luca, that backup for Blake Ewing, maybe game-saving.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Super, super high IQ play by Ewing there. He's in a great position, obviously, to get that ball that went past the second baseman. Like you said, saving some runs. And like you said, even earlier in this game, runs are a premium at this point in the game, it being only a 2-run game, especially now as we're in the 7th inning. So really good heads-up play by Ewing and a great hit, obviously, from the Tarp Skunk, as there are two runners on in scoring position with nobody out.
That's the second hit of the day for Borchard. He's 2 for 3. Brady McGuire, also 2 for 3. He lines one into left center field. That one is going to get down for a base hit. Hammond cuts it off, but it's an RBI double.
Whew.
Caleb Walker, a nice athletic play to keep that one in front of him. A ribby double puts the Tarp Skunks up 10-7 here in the bottom of inning number 7. There's still nobody out.
We have manager Skip making some adjustments. I don't necessarily know what they are yet, but he's still confident in Creighton, and he is keeping them in this game. I would assume that those adjustments were as the infielders are in.
Brady Marshall, another guy in the middle of the order, who's giving him trouble. Skip, we figured out what the callouts were. They went to appeal, suggesting that Brady McGuire didn't step on first base.
I
but
see.
They rule him safe.
I see.
At this point, it makes sense to have the infielders in because you really can't afford to trade an out for a run, down by 3 with only 2 more cracks at it at the plate. First pitch to Marshall is in there for a strike. So Jay Creighton,
if you're Creighton here, you just got to buckle down. You've given up the runs. There are runners in scoring position, but you really just got to focus on your batter, focus on what you can control from now on, and try to get outs.
and I believe, I can't say this with certainty, I'm 99% sure that this is the last batter he'll face, as the lefty Jake Sliz has been throwing for a little while. He seems ready, and Dom Costello on deck, a left-hander. I'd imagine that's the lane that they bring him in, give him kind of a soft landing, the 1-1. Fly ball into center field, Hammond chasing in. He'll catch, the runner tags, the throw to the plate is offline. Advancing to third is McGuire. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Brady Marshall. As the Tarp Skunks extend their lead to 4, they're up 11-7. A runner at third base with one away still. That was indeed the last batter for Jay Creighton.
Oh.
Give myself a little pat on the back right
Very
there.
good, Nikita.
Creighton pitched a strong 6th inning, but ran into a little bit of trouble in the 7th. He finishes his day. 1.1 innings pitched. He allows 2 runs, and the runner at third base is his responsibility. He exits. Jake Sliz enters, and will step aside momentarily. Jake Sliz finishing up his warm-up tosses. He's coming off a really strong outing. Last time he towed the slab. That came on the 17th versus Auburn. So the Auburn Devil Days, who've looked like one of the best teams in the league so far. Sliz went 2.2 innings, did not allow a run, allowed 2 hits, struck out 3 batters, didn't walk anybody. He's got a 4.91 ERA. This is his 3rd appearance of the season. His first outing of the year came right here in Jamestown on opening day. He's got a tough task. He'll try to keep it at a 4-run deficit. Infield in with a runner at 3rd, 1 away. Here's Dom Costello. First pitch breaking ball up high. After Costello, it'll be Ty Ligoni. The 1-0 popped up with the infielders in. It's a tough play. Coming on and making the catch is Horton. He'll fire home.
Good job, Horton.
Nice play there by Braden Horton. With that shallow pop-up, if the infielders were at normal depth, they probably would have had a shot to make that play, but there was no chance they could get there going straight back. Braden Horton, with the good angle, comes on, makes the grab. Not nearly deep enough for Brady McGuire to tag up and score. So, Jake Sliz, with the out, allows the infielders to move back. 2 outs as Ty Ligoni skies that one into right center field. That one is going to get down. Vesco cuts it off, but it's an RBI double for Ty Ligoni. A big hit.
Big
and
hit.
A big insurance run as the Tarp Skunks are now up 12-7.
Yeah, just reading the momentum of the game. Sliz comes out. He gets a great first out, not allowing the runner to tag up. But Ligoni says, screw all of that. I'm just going to rip a double into right center field. And the Tarpskunks, like you just said, now have a 5-run lead. Up to 12-7 now.
Going to be tough for the Muckdogs to battle back, but they've shown resilience all year. They'll have 6 outs to play with. They really need to keep this at a 5-run deficit as Eric Weeks comes to the plate. Weeks is 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI triple. That one hits him. It hits Weeks. He's in some pain. Couldn't see where that ball hit him, but he's really laboring over there.
Looks like his left leg somewhere. Doesn't want to put too much pressure on it or weight.
Looks like the side of the leg, I believe.
That's just an awkward place to be hit. Really is.
He'll exit the game. Pinch runner in. That'll be Chase Hagland as Eric Weeks exits. Up by 5 runs in the 7th inning with 2 away. No reason to really push Weeks. A long season ahead. Might as well. This is a good opportunity to get him off his feet.
You're exactly right.
So 2 runners on now for Branston Lindquist. Lindquist, the only hitter in the Tarpskunk lineup without a hit, looking to join the hit parade. They've got 12 knocks here in the 7th inning. Takes a ball outside.
As Fesh is going to go talk to his lefty pitcher.
Lindquist may not have a hit, but he did draw a walk last time he came to the plate, so he has reached base today. first pitch.
Nice.
Heater in there for a strike. Strong pitch from Sliz. I said first pitch. I meant first pitch after the visit. A 1-1 pitch. It's just misses. Two-one. Breaking ball. Lindquist out in front of it, swings through it, and Sliz a pitch away from getting out of the inning. Two-two reached out, fouled away. Down the first base line, and they'll do it again.
Good piece of hitting by Lindquist there. Shooting that ball foul, getting contact on it, giving himself another chance in this AB.
Looked like he was just about ready to give up on it, but no, he stayed alive. Good job by him. Just misses with the heater, and the count runs full. So the runners will be off on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 7. Runners on first and second. The Tarpskunks lead the Muckdogs 12-7. It's low and inside. It gets to the backstop, but the runners don't try to push it for a second base. They were off on the pitch, but the bases are loaded now with 2 away as the lineup flips over for Nolan Smith.
This is not a spot you want to be in if you're the Muckdogs. Nolan Smith, a very good hitter. Now with bases loaded, even with there being 2 outs, with Smith up, it is very dangerous.
Dangerous situation. He's got 13 ribbies as he lines that one to the left. That one is caught. It stays up for Braden Horton. He got a nice jump on it and makes the catch to retire the side. The Tarpskunks strike for 3 runs. It entered the bottom of the 7th, a 9-7 game. They leave up 12-7 as we head to inning number 8. Inning number 8, just about ready to get underway. It'll be 9, 10, and 1 in the Muckdog order as Kanta Ueno comes to the plate. Ueno has made contact all 3 times tonight, does not have a hit. He's got a ground out, a fly out, and an E6, which he reached base on. He takes that fastball up and in for a ball. Jason Brown still in the game as Ueno gets plunked on the back and falls down. Hope that everything is okay. Brown has a hefty heater. Ueno took it straight to the back.
That, I actually genuinely heard the pop, even with the headset on from all the way up here when that ball hit Ueno. That, and he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, so. And now he's laughing about it, so that's good to see. He'll be on first base in no time.
He gives fist bumps all around. He throws, was that the elbow guard? I think he threw his elbow guard over towards his own dugout, sort of jokingly. He really is a tough guy. Great guy to be around.
Kanta, his personality is infectious. You know what I mean? He's just, like you just said, a fun guy to be around. Always in a positive mood, I would say, as well.
You know, a running joke in my family, announcers love to say that guys have good demeanor. When Aaron Judge was breaking out, just about every other sentence, they'd say something about him having good demeanor. Kanta Ueno has great demeanor. It's that one, a fly ball into left field, taking a few steps back. And making the catch is Costello for out number 1. In fact, that's not Costello. He's been pulled a defensive replacement. Unfortunately, I don't have a vantage point on the number, so I can't quite see. I believe that'll be Chase Hagland into the game, though.
I'll try to look over there for you whenever I get a good chance to.
As Hagland came in after Eric Weeks was hit by a pitch. Yes, there we are. Costello's in right, Hagland in left, as Eric Weeks is out of the game. The count 1-0. On the leadoff man, Braden Horton.
Still without a hit today.
Yeah. 0 for 3 on the night. Reached on an E1 last time he came to the plate. Takes that outside. Count 2-0.
Brown has definitely, lived up to his 1 ERA this game. He's pitching well.
A pair of base runners in the 7th, but he navigated that pretty easily. 1 base runner here trying to do the same, but he's behind Braden Horton 3-0. Will be interesting to see if in the 9th inning the Tarpskunks call on Anthony Serrano. Serrano had such a great start to the year, but has not pitched since he blew a save against the Muckdogs a week ago today.
Definitely something to keep your eye out on, as that's good for a pitcher's psyche if he can come back against a team that he blew a save to and can shut it down. It's a good point.
And on the other side of it, this will be the 4th time they've seen him if he comes in today. You wonder how that makes an impact when they have more familiarity. Braden Horton stays patient, reaches base safely. With a walk, his 2nd of the day, and runners are on 1st and 2nd with 1 away here in the top of the 8th.
And, the formula for when you're down by, let's say, 5 runs, like how our Muckdogs are right now, the key to the game is base runners. You're not going to come back in one swing and one solo home run. So you got to get guys on base and then start to really get a rally, start to get momentum going. See if the Muckdogs can do this in the top of the 8th.
From the body language of Jagoda, don't think Brown is coming out of this game quite yet. I imagine he's emphasizing, look, you're up by 5 runs. Don't give him free passes on base. Make him hit it.
For sure.
We'll see if that helps out Brown. Because as you mentioned, the Muckdogs are just hoping for base runners. The last thing you want to do is give that to him for free. A hit batsman and a walk have 2 runners on, as they're doing just what they're hoping not to, as that one is fouled away by Tyler Castrataro. Castrataro has had a good day at the plate. He's 3 for 4. 3 singles. That one fouled away.
That was probably one of the faster fastballs Brown has thrown tonight. I almost seemed like a little bit of a quick pitch as well.
Oh, yeah. He got on the mound quick. Slower rhythm here on 0-2. As Castrataro fouls it away. He does that a lot.
He does. Castrataro does it a lot. I think a lot of our Muckdogs are really good at prolonging at-bats and making it difficult for pitchers to get them out easy peasy, as one would say. As really, I think my mom would say. I think I got that one from Mama.
You know, I really think if anyone, by any chance, anybody has a stat on foul balls from the Muckdogs this season, it's that one. Tap to third. He steps on the bag for 1. Throws across the diamond.
It's high.
Nolan Smith gets down in time, though. A double play to get out of the inning. Slick play from McGuire to Smith as the 5-3 double play, as the Tarpskunks up 12-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Did you know that 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance with Geico?
Yeah, but did you know that Dewey's favorite snack is popcorn from the Batavia Muckdogs?
Hi, what can I get for you?
One motel down, please.
Oh, that sounds good.
Here you go.
Hey, you know what? Let me get one of those too.
Hey,
Thank you, good sir.
what is this Muckdog Ale?
Oh, it's actually the official beer of the Batavia Muckdogs, brewed by yours truly, Eli Fish. Come down, stop by, and get yourself some drinks, some food, awesome stuff at 109 Main Street.
Jake Sliz is still on the mound here in inning number 8. He's got a tough task as he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Tarp Skunk order, starting with Jacob Haynes.
Sliz really trying to make this a 1-2-3 inning to get his Muckdogs back out there to try to come back. He doesn't want to give up anything to the Tarp Skunks.
Really can't afford to either in this situation. Never want to walk the leadoff man. Haynes ahead 2-0. There's a strike, a swing, and a miss. And the count now 2-1. You know, I really like the way Sliz throws the ball.
I love how he puts the glove over his face, masking any emotion.
It's like Andy Pettit-esque.
Yes.
Covering up those eyes. He's already stands in there at 6'5", adding to the intimidation factor. Just the way the windup flows, it's very rhythmic, very smooth, and rhythm and timing are key to baseball. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
Great
for
job.
strike 3.
Great pitching by Sliz there. When Sliz is on, when he's feeling it, you can just tell he's got dominating type stuff.
And he's really got the pitcher's frame. Standing at 6'5".
6'5",
as a lefty.
And he's, I mean, he is super skinny too. Reminds me of Randy Johnson, like the frame.
Oh, hey, Randy Johnson, who played here in Jamestown back in the day.
That's right. On the wall, there's, I believe it's Randy Johnson. It's current Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, and even Giancarlo Stanton as well.
There's one other guy in there. I'm blanking on the name. Those three for sure. 1-0 pitch fouled away by Bremner. Also, a ton of big names back in Batavia on the wall. A lot of guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, he played here?
I mean, we had, former Phillies and Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, but also, football stars and Ricky Williams.
Tapped. Second base. Walker fields. It'll be a tough play. The throw is in time. Nice, quick throw from Caleb Walker. Ewing receives it cleanly. And 2 quick outs, just what the doctor ordered for Jake Sliz here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Nate Borchar comes to the plate. I said rhythm and timing before. I mentioned that because a vivid memory came to my mind. I had a coach in high school who'd always say, I ask baseball players, can you dance? Because it's really all about that. It's almost like that dancing motion, that rhythm, whether you're pitching, hitting, throwing the ball.
Sure.
Staying in rhythm is crucial to your success. The 1-0. Grounded. Foul ball. Just goes outside the bag.
So, Nikita, I think the obvious question to ask is, can you dance?
No, absolutely not.
That was a very quick no.
I had to shut it down. Again, I think that speaks to, I'm in the press box. I'm not playing. So the rhythm for me was tough.
Right.
Maybe one day in like a men's league, some slow pitch softball, 1-1, grounded up the middle. That's going to go through for a base hit. Nathan Borchar, 3rd hit of the day.
Excuse me, I'm just excited that I just think I want to see you dance now.
Maybe one day we'll get it. Special edition on the broadcast. I don't know if anyone else really wants to see that.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that some other people will definitely want to see that. But that's neither here or there.
For a later date, we'll put a rain check on that one. How about that?
Yeah.
Brady McGuire up to the plate. Up high for a ball. We talked a lot about Haynes and Bremner, the dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been the lower in the order who've really been productive. I mean, Brady McGuire is 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Nathan Borchar is 3 for 4.
that's like what I said earlier in the game when the Tarpskunks had 9 runs through 4. When your bottom half of the lineup can produce like that, it just makes everything flow, and that allows them to have 13 hits with 12 runs now in the 8th.
And every hitter in their lineup besides Branston Lindquist has a hit today. And even Lindquist has reached base twice. So from top to bottom, a call back to the 2016 Warriors. It's been strength in numbers tonight.
Ah, very nice. I feel like every NBA playoff teams now has like a slogan like that for their run.
Ball and 2 strikes. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. Jake Sliz comes on and does a good job. He pitches a scoreless 8th inning, strikes out 2 batters. As we're headed to the 9th inning, the Muckdogs, with their last chance to battle back tonight, they trail by 5. It's 12-7. As we head into the late stages tonight, the final inning, I'd like to remind you that the Muckdogs could not operate without our sponsors. So while we have a moment, I'd like to shine a light on incredible sponsors in Alex's Place, Batavia Downs, Eli Fish, Ficarella's Pizza, Rochester Regional Health, Tiny Piney, the Mental Health Association, the YMCA, Tompkins Bank, Whole Life Fitness, and many, many more.
Special thank you to our local Batavia businesses for sponsoring our great ball club. We could not make any of this happen without the support of those businesses. Thank you so much.
You support us, we support small businesses.
Surprisingly, Brown is out for another inning. They're going to keep him out.
Yeah, letting him ride. I mean, a guy who can pitch some bulk. Last time out was 6 days ago. He threw 4 innings against Auburn. Cooper Fesh squares to bunt. That one goes foul, though.
And the Muckdogs are sticking to that formula of base runners there as Fesh trying to bunt to get on there, trying to take the Tarp Skunks by surprise, I believe.
Fesh had a bunt single the other day.
I see them working on it in BP. Even in BP, Skip and Khalid Cox, our batting coach, make sure that our guys know how to bunt.
I'm glad you talked about batting practice because something I saw yesterday, which I meant to say in the broadcast, which completely slipped my mind, out there getting some early work at first base was James Bolton. So with 3 catchers, that cycle, interesting to see the way he's been swinging it of late. Interesting to see if he cracks the lineup at first base. So there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Jason Brown sets down Cooper Fesh for the first out here in inning number 9.
And like I said Brown has looked really strong tonight. That fastball has been a great pitch for strikes, for strikeouts, working the Muckdogs batters here tonight.
That thing's got some giddy up, no doubt about it. Justin Espinal. You want to talk about bunts. That one foul tipped into the glove. He led at Thomas Jefferson University. He led his conference in sack hits this season.
Oh my gosh.
I believe 12 of them.
That's a pretty cool stat.
They were talking about that on the bus earlier today as Espinal saws that one off the other way. Out of play, and he's behind 0-2.
Muckdogs are really on their last leg here. Espinal has to do his best to make this a true at-bat. Doesn't want to just go down easy.
He's had a good day at the plate. He's 2 for 4, a pair of base hits that he just poked the other way. Takes that one up and inside. The count 1-2. The Thomas Jefferson University graduate now. Not a guy who's going to go down without a fight.
No.
Swings and misses through strike 3. You know, it's tough to battle when you got a guy like Jason Brown on the mound. He is on it tonight. The heater is jumping, good breaking stuff. Sometimes a pitcher's just on his A game, and there's not a whole lot you can do.
I think, great pitching always defeats great batting. It's so hard to hit in baseball, and when you have a guy like Brown out there who's pumping in those fastballs, it's really difficult to hit.
The last man standing for the Muckdogs is the right fielder Jacob Vesco. He takes a breaking ball for strike 1.
Especially when you can start off a count with a breaking ball for a first pitch strike. That just makes the fastball work even better.
I mean, when you can start someone off with a nasty breaking ball, you flip in like that, and then follow it up with that type of heater, tough.
It's then it becomes a guessing game for the batter.
No balls and 2 strikes. The Muckdogs down to their final strike, the pitch. Ground ball to second base, fielded cleanly. The throw is in time. Vesco was busting it down the line, but Lagoni makes the play, and that'll be it tonight. A phenomenal performance out of the pen from Jason Brown. The Tarp Skunks with an all-around hitting clinic. They record 12 runs on 13 hits. They get their revenge after the Muckdogs' mercy rule victory last night. They take this one 12-7. Luca, what are your main takeaways? What do you think contributed to this Tarp Skunk victory tonight?
I don't even really think the Muckdogs played bad at all today. They had 8 hits with 7 runs, but the Tarpskunks came out with a lot of fire tonight. They went down early 3-0, but showed the confidence that they didn't care. That didn't matter to them. We're coming out strong today. They fired back with back-to-back innings with 4 runs. Just a great day overall from the Tarpskunks, and they brought in some guys.
Jason Brown and Daniel Thomas were 2 guys.
Exactly.
Came in and did a great job out of the pen. Muckdogs had 6 runs. After 3 innings, they scored just 1 in the back 6. So really just a phenomenal job. It was not the start that Hunter Bell would have hoped for. It was, again, as we said, the mildly anxiety-induced dream first inning.
It wasn't a nightmare. It wasn't a
nightmare, and they bounced back. They took a deep breath. Maybe they did some breathing exercises. They bounced back, and they won. Moving ahead, looking at the upcoming schedule, the Muckdogs tomorrow are in Niagara Falls for the first time this season as they take on the Americans. That one takes place at 4 p.m. Then they're right back here. Another chance for vengeance as the season series between these 2 teams is 3-2 in favor of the Muckdogs. They'll play their 6th on Monday. And then Tuesday, the Muckdogs are back home. They take on Auburn at 6:30 p.m. for Tompkins Bank Night. And then, after Tuesday, that's the end of their 8 games in 8-day stretch. On Thursday, they're back at it, though. They take on Syracuse at 6:30 p.m. in an out-of-league game. That will be a bark in the park night. I'm looking forward to it.
Fans, if there's any game you want to come to tonight, I'm sure that there are some listeners that are dog lovers that have dogs. That's really a great game to go to. Also, Syracuse is my hometown.
How about it?
It'll be very nice. It'll be a great night at the ballpark, as always. Lots of family fun. You get to see Lou Dog, the in-game host.
Lou Dog.
As well. And thank you all for listening.
We thank you. That's going to be all tonight.
Yeah.
Alongside Luca Zaccaro, I've been Nikita Lohman, taking you through this one. Signing off and wishing you all